Hang out is live.
Hang out is
Live and
It's from 12 to 12.
Okay.
Bring your own chair and your own drink. Because you don't have to pay for nothing.
He's so sick.
All right, peace, y'all.
Now, if you want to, y'all can sell some product there too. Because they said Fender feed is $45.
Okay, it's on here.
But you didn't do it live.
I did.
You did it live.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You sure?
What's going on?
If
What's
y'all
going
want to come out there
going on?
and sell your product.
Hello, that's not it.
Which one is
Sunset
it?
Healing.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yes.
September 1st.
Yeah, you did it.
Okay. Yeah. Peace, y'all. We get ready to go. Going in. You know how we do. All right. It's the science of healing for the night, y'all. Remember that. All right. You getting ready to go to the share screen. Get ready to pull it up. There it is. All right. That's good.
That's it, y'all.
All right. So this is our calendar. We understand that for good health, your body has to be alkaline. All right. No disease can enter a body that is 7.34. All right. That is between this range here, 7.0 to 7.5. So about 7.34 to 7.45 should be the alkalinity gauge for the average person. Now, some blood types, such as O and A, have a even higher alkalinity. All right, this is 7.45 to maybe 7.65. All right, or more. B and AB, B has the lowest alkalinity of the blood types. All right, sometimes theirs is between 6.5 to 7.0, and then the AB is 7.0 to 7.25. So we're talking about the blood types and the alkalinity levels. All right. Now, the most alkaline food. So if you are diseased, in other words, if you have an illness, if you're sick, you're suffering, regardless on if it's, let's say, stage 4 cancer, you have to change your whole diet. That's just what it is. You have to eat more alkaline food. That means that you're very acidic.
So you have to eat more alkaline food.
Right. You have to eat more alkaline food. To be alkaline for most blood types, if you O blood type, then that means that your alkalinity level should be between 7.35 to 7.45 or higher.
I'm A positive.
All right. So that means yours is about that range too. Yours should be around that same range. All right. So the most alkaline foods, stevia is a plant. Most people forget that, even though it's a natural sweetener. Stevia actually is a plant and is actually can help heal diabetes. So even though that's why it does not raise the glycemic levels for those who take the sweetener, which is stevia. Stevia is actually sweeter than sugar, just as monk fruit is sweeter than sugar, but they both have a high alkalinity level. In fact, stevia is the most alkaline of some of the plants.
So my cousin Debbie, you know, the one you met, she was using sweet and low.
No, that's caused cancer. Right. See, sweet and low, neutral sweet, sweet and low, equal aspartame, all of that is the most acidic of the sugars. That's what caused cancer. Those are cancer causes.
So
right, these are cancer causes. Because cancer is nothing more than damaged cells.
Even
These no, these are natural. There's a difference. They are most acid. Blueberries, cranberries, prunes, they're most acid. However, these are healthy. When they get into your digestive system, they become alkaline very quickly, just like lemons. Lemons are acidic, but they become very alkaline in your system. And plus, you're supposed to be 80 to 20% ratio. 80% of your food should be alkaline, 20% of your food should be acidic. So what this means is that even if the blueberries, cranberries, prunes, whatever, these are good. Now, Dr. Sebi speaks about the fact of cranberries. He said, don't eat them. However, once again, I've known Dr. Sebi ever since 1987. When he first got, in trouble in New York, in the New Amsterdam News, they had a whole newspaper where he said in the newspaper that he can cure AIDS. And so they came after him. All right. But the thing is that, yes, the formulas in which that he gave people was curing AIDS, HIV, diabetes, lupus, sickle cell. All of these things were happening because he used natural plants, which has very high minerals. This is why one of the most familiar plant that he used, which is a sea vegetable, is Irish sea moss. Sea moss. It has, out of the 102 minerals that your body needs on a daily basis, it has 92 of them. 92. All right. So stevia. Here is the most alkaline. Lemons. Like I say, we speak about using lemons. Key limes is what he mostly want people to use. Key limes. But key limes, lemons, limes, and potatoes.
Where do you get key limes? I'm familiar with lime.
Yeah, key limes you can get from like Harris Teeter's.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the only grocery stores that I've seen that had it. Maybe
Okay.
Kroger's,
Uh-huh.
but they don't have Kroger's in North Carolina anymore.
Right.
But Harris Teeter's is about the only place that I've seen them at.
What does a key lime look like?
A key lime look just like a lime, but they're smaller.
Okay.
And there's been actual experiments done where they actually have taken key lime juice and took prongs and tested it, and they actually turned on a light bulb. That's how electrical it is.
Wow.
But they've done that with lemons. They've done that with limes, and they also done it with potatoes. I've seen it done with potatoes. So these, even though you're not supposed to eat potatoes because of the starch in
Right.
it, but they actually had enough life in it to turn on a light bulb. So all of these things we have to go back and also analyze. But key limes is what Dr. Sebi speaks of. But we looking at this: lemons, limes. What's real good is watermelon, grapefruits, mangoes, and papayas. These are the most alkaline fruits. All right, asparagus, onions, vegetable juice, parsley, raw spinach, broccoli, garlic. Even though Dr. Sebi speaks about garlic, don't necessarily use it. I say use it sparingly. It can be used because it has helpful benefits. I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Why is he saying don't?
Because garlic is acidic, and it can actually act as a poison
Okay.
if you do too much of it. But once again, sparingly, no. It has the healing effects in order to kill bacteria, viruses, parasites, and get the body rid of worms. Get rid of worms. All right. So this is why I don't throw the baby out the bathwater, type of thing. Here, maple syrup, rice syrup. You don't deal with the rice, but maple syrup in particular, dates, figs, melons, grapes, papaya, kiwi. Make sure the papaya isn't from Hawaii. Those are GMO'd. Kiwi, berries, all types of berries. We're talking about strawberries, blueberries, and some things that we talk about as berries actually aren't berries, like raspberries and blackberries are not actually per se berries. They are in the berry. They call it berries, but they're actually not berries because the seeds are on the outside. Bananas actually would be classified as a berry.
Really?
Yeah, bananas would be classified as a berry technically.
No,
Coconuts would be classified as a berry technically because these are what grows in bunches. Like grapes. Grapes technically are berries.
Okay.
Cherries are berries. You see? So strawberries, all of these things some things that we call berries aren't berries. Some things that we don't call berries are berries.
Okay.
But even Dr. Sebi don't even talk about the coconut. But if you get the young jelly water coconut, once again, I'm sorry. If I'm in South Georgia, Florida area, and I'm thirsty, and I see coconuts, I'm climbing the tree and give me some coconuts. Crack that joker open with a brick or whatever I can't find around, and I'm drinking me something. All right. This is in other words, we got to start using common sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is the only thing, you know. So this is why I be telling people, I know Dr. Sadie's list. I recommend that you start there, but once again, based on your blood type, based on your haplotype, based also on if you are a non-secretor or a secretor. Now, a secretor is someone who blood type is found in the saliva, in the semen.
Okay.
You know, that's a secretor. A non-secretor does not, their blood type would not show up within their saliva or discharge, you know, or whatever. It won't show up like that. All right. So most of the population on planet Earth are secretors. They secrete. All right. So you got to look at the diet for not just the blood types, but also if you are a secretor or a non-secretor, and then also based on your haplotype, also your melanin. You know, we are tropical people. That's obvious because we still have the hue of tropical people, dark skin. You see? So when some people say, well, you're not supposed to eat coconut or where do they grow at? In tropical areas. So if you go and tell a Jamaican that, what they gonna do? They're gonna look at you like you crazy. Yeah. If you go to Florida, South Florida, they're gonna look at you like you crazy. What are you talking about? We in a tropical environment.
Right.
I'm gonna eat mangoes. I'm gonna eat whatever grows and falls from the tree. Bingo. All right. So once again, just have to use common sense. All right. So as we see here, dates, very good. Dates is probably one of the best, even though people speak about the glycemic levels, but really dates actually has a low glycemic because of the fiber in it. The sugar, which is fructose sugar, takes a longer period of time to get into your system. So actually, even a diabetic can actually get a lot of benefits from not just the berries, but also from the dates. In fact, what we found out is that the dates and the berries have so much healing effect that they can actually help a person who have diabetes to battle against sugar, high degrees of sugar contents within their bloodstream. Because the berries,
even if you type 1, type 2, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Type 1 and type 2. They're scientifically they've done studies and they've seen that even with those who have type 1 and type 2 diabetes can get a whole lot of benefit from berries. If they had berry type of drinks every morning, twice a day, that they can actually help heal their body. And then if they add what is called intermittent fasting, that means basically I don't eat nothing from that night. I go to sleep. I don't eat nothing that morning. I don't eat nothing that afternoon. Then that later afternoon, early evening, I decided to get something to eat. If I do that every single day like that, and then if it's a berry drink or if it's a green drink, a green smoothie, you know, kale, spinach, celery, cilantro, basil, whatever green that you have, that can help heal you along with the berries. So then, of course, you can eat a meal in between your two drinks. So you can drink the fruit juice, the fruit smoothie first, eat a little meal, and then have your green drink. And then you don't eat nothing else for the rest of the day. And the night, you go into the next day, boom, you do it again around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you get something to eat. That's called intermittent fasting. All right. And that right there actually can cure a person from diabetes. What it is that they eat. What it is that they eat too much.
Oh, they eating too much.
Yeah.
Too much, period.
Right. Too much. Just too much food. All right. And
you get diabetes for eating too much food.
Yeah. These damn buffet places is what causing some of the people to get diabetes. You go to the buffets, you eat 2 and 3 meals. When remember, your stomach is only the size of your fist. So this is it. That's as big as your stomach right there.
But the physician
That's it.
tell them, folks,
And you getting a plate this big,
and then go back.
and then you piling it up this high, and then you're gonna get another one after you just finish that one off.
Yeah.
Gotta get your
What you
money
doing?
first.
You stretching what is the size of your fist, and you're making it double that size. So now that putting pressure on your what? On your pancreas. So now your pancreas is malfunctioning because of all the pressure that is coming from the stomach and then the liver got to kick in, say all that damn starch. Now the liver got to kick in and help, and the bowel, what the liver got to kick in, and they got to act like double stomachs.
Okay, so when your
So now
stomach
you
gets stressed out, that's when
Right.
you mess with that. So that's when that sugar.
Right, because the pancreas, all right, this is your stomach.
So
Right behind your stomach is your spleen, and right underneath the spleen
Now-
and the stomach is your pancreas.
before,
So your pancreas is right here, right underneath your stomach.
before Debbie had her gas bypass,
Mhm.
the doctor told her drink some chicken broth.
Uh-huh.
She shrink.
To shrink her stomach.
Yeah, something
Mhm.
because she had to make room before they got in there.
Uh-huh. No. Yeah. So why didn't they just tell her to keep drinking it until it shrunk enough till she didn't have that problem?
That's why I'm trying to figure that out. There, what Debbie is drinking. So
Mhm.
now that means it'll be coming back normal.
Right.
I don't know.
Because she stretched it out of place. And that's all it is.
So
That's what diabetes is.
because she said it
you
was
stretch
too
your
big,
stomach, right.
it was out the way. But I
Right.
didn't know chicken broth could do that.
Vegetable broth would have been better than chicken broth. But old folks would have gave us chicken soup when they time we sick. Remember when we was kids? If you had the flu, if you had a cold, they gave you chicken soup.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I guess it makes you feel better. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they told us.
Yeah.
It's a placebo effect.
So all you have to do is just drink fresh broth, and then that was
vegetable broth. Yep, vegetable broth, and that would have shrunk.
So that was straight to the stomach.
That would have shrunk the stomach
Mm-hmm.
naturally.
I don't
Naturally.
But you need organic though.
Yeah, of course.
I don't see no organic fresh broth.
Yeah. You can go to Whole Foods. Gotta go to Whole Foods.
Oh.
You're on Food Line here, don't you?
Yeah, we got we got Food Line. Yeah, Food Line has it too.
Organic
Yeah,
broth.
Food Line.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Food Line has it too.
Oh, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
And all
Yeah, Food
might
Line.
have it too.
Yeah, all
has a
these
lot
do
of
have it.
organic
All
stuff.
these have a lot of stuff now, and we just got all these 2 months ago. But
I
actually,
seen chicken, but not fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
This is not making sense to me in the sense that
Mm-hmm.
the diabetic people I come across always got to eat at a certain time.
No. That's what the doctors tell you.
And then supposedly their blood sugar level drops if they don't eat
No.
by a certain time.
That's the whole point, ain't it?
So it should drop.
It's to drop the sugar. Because you're getting rid of the sugar, the excess sugar from out the bloodstream. So it should drop. That's the point.
So basically, when they
Drinking
throwing
a
the
lot
gas
of-
pipe back, they just cut everything off.
They shrink the stomach back to the size that it was because it got out of pocket.
Okay.
And the
So
only thing they did was shrink part. They cut part of it off and shrink it back to about the size of a fist as it's supposed to be. And which now think about it. If there's a problem with the pancreas, then why cutting off half of the stomach or portion of the stomach make you not have diabetes? If the issue is the pancreas, you get it? The issue isn't the pancreas. The issue is the stomach being bigger than what it's supposed to be, impending upon the pancreas.
And they are already in the process of healing their body before they got this surgery. They didn't realize
Right.
that.
Right. If they would have ate naturally. If they would eat vegetable broth, if they would drink a lot of water,
Right.
if they would do the dates, the berries, the watermelon, just like we were talking about earlier, apples, if they would do the apples, the pears, all of these things have a lot of fiber, you know, and doesn't have a lot of quote unquote sugar that will raise the glycemic levels. Now watermelon sometimes will, you know what I'm saying? But watermelon has so much water in it because it's almost like 92 to 95, 96% water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So really, really, bingo. It would just simply make you use the bathroom. Right.
That's what I think.
And plus it acts as a
I
mild
would say
laxative. Watermelon acts as a mild laxative, and it also acts as what they call it, the water diuretic. All right. So it helps as a diuretic, which means the release of water in the water out of urine. And then it also helps as a laxative at the same time. So watermelon has double benefits as well as a whole lot of minerals. All right. Especially if it's seeded, you know, if it's the seeded kind. That's the only ones in which that Dr. Sabi recommended, and I definitely agree with him on that. Definitely everything should be seeded. Here we have okra, squash, green beans, beets, celery. The green beans, beans in particular, peas and beans, Dr. Sabi ain't really into using those. All right. But green beans do have some health benefits. Beets, he says, are hybrids. However, beets has some benefits also, but so does pineapples. Celery, lettuce, he ain't really into using the lettuce. Zucchini, sweet potatoes, and carob, almonds. Huh?
What's wrong with lettuce?
Depends on what kind it is. In particular, you have the regular supposedly green lettuce, which doesn't have a lot of chlorophyll in it.
Okay.
Romaine lettuce been getting a lot of talk in the news that it has problems as far as E. coli poisonings and those types of things. But you have red lettuce.
Yeah.
Red lettuce, I would recommend, even though Dr. Sabi don't recommend any lettuce, but I recommend doing the red lettuce. Red lettuce is good. That's what we use here. We use red lettuce. Zucchini is good, but see, zucchini, squash, okra, those are actually quote unquote fruits.
Because of the seeds.
Because they fall from the vine, technically. All right.
Okay.
We see them as vegetables, but these are actually fruits, and these are things in which if they fall from the vine or from the tree, we can gather them up, and we can that way we're not harming the tree. Because as being a vegetarian, you harm the tree. All right, because you eating it, and so research has been done that you know, when you get next to the plant, they feel like you get ready to, they'll communicate that to the next plant or whatever the case is. They'll communicate, you know, and they feel threatened. It's just like trees. Trees communicate. They feel threatened. Everything communicates. All right. However, when you get the fruits that falls from the vines or from the trees or from the bush, then you don't have to worry about that. That is what they don't need from the tree, as far as in the access. And then it has a lot of antioxidants, a lot of minerals, a lot of vitamins. You eat that. So you're not harming the tree, you're eating that which nature gives to you. You see what I'm saying? So technically, these are actually zucchini, squash, okra, in a sense, you know, green beans, even though they call all of this vegetables, in a sense, they're actually fruits in a sense. All right. And then of course, nuts. We got almonds, flaxseed oil, olive oil. Right, even women's breast milk. We got green tea. Dr. Sabi isn't really into the green tea, but herbal teas he is into. And some of the herbal teas that he recommends is burdock. Burdock is real good. Bladderwrack, Iris sea moss. In fact, he has a product where you have all three of those together, in which that is very good for your health. Matter of fact, it has all 102 minerals and enzymes that your body needs. All right, so your body needs 102 minerals on a daily basis. If you have these three herbs, you have everything that you need. So that's burdock, bladderwrack, and Irish sea moss. That combination. All right. And then, of course, those are the most alkalines and alkaline foods. Then you have the lowest alkaline. You have raw honey, which Dr. Sabi don't recommend honey. Raw cane sugar. You have oranges. He don't recommend oranges, but bananas, cherries. Now, oranges have their purpose. Sour oranges, he do recommend, but you know, bananas, it would have to be the burro bananas, which are the small bananas, not the so-called big ones. The cherries of all kinds, those cherries, excellent. Matter of fact, cherries is one of the only, cherries is one of the only foods that all the blood types can eat. Fruits that can all the blood type, plums. All the blood types can eat plums. All the blood types can eat cherries. All right. Pineapples. All right. Dr. Sabi's ain't really into pineapple. He says it's a hybrid, but pineapples have some healing benefits. All right. Once again, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Peaches, avocados. All right. Carrots, tomatoes, fresh corn. Really dealing with the corn, the maize. Ain't really into it. I remember Dr. Sabi did used to have corn chips on the older version of his list back in the days as a snack. But mushrooms, cabbage, peas, potato skins, olives, soybeans, tofu. He ain't really into the soy products, but chestnuts, canola oil is not usable. Amaranth, mullet, wild rice, and quinoa. Quinoa is real good. We use that. Amaranth is real good. Millet is real good. We don't really get into much of the wild rice, but the black rice, some people do eat the black rice or the wild rice. We ain't really into, per se, so much of the soy products here. I think we have like one item that has some soy in it, and that is the Tempura Bliss burger. All right, but we don't use the soy milk, goat cheese, or wine. We don't use none of that. Ginger tea. Ginger tea is excellent. All right, ginger tea is basically excellent for nearly for all the blood types. Ginger is real good. All right, then you have the lowest acid. Lowest acid, you have processed honey. Don't use that. You need organic raw honey, unfiltered. If you're going to use honey, Dr. Sabi don't say use it because of the fact that the bees have to get it from, sometimes get it from crops in which that are hybrids or either a GMO. All right, that's the reason why he states that. But plums are excellent. So see, plums is acidic, but plums is one of the only foods in which that all the blood types can eat with no problems. All right. Processed fruit juice, we don't use that. Cooked spinach, we don't cook the spinach, but kidney beans, string beans, you have pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are real good. Sunflower seeds, we know that we use the sunflower seeds for the seed cheese. Corn oil, we don't use that. Sprouted wheat, spelt. People use spelt bread. One of the best ones probably would be Ezekiel bread or Essene bread. All right, if you're going to eat bread, those are the only two that the blood types, that most of the blood types can eat. All right, venison, cold water fish, don't do that. We don't use brown rice either. Eggs, butter, yogurt, buttermilk, cheddar cheese, tea. We don't use none of that. We do use tea in particular. This probably would be black tea in this sense. Black tea has a purpose, you know, but here acid, white sugar, brown sugar, don't use that. Sour cherries, you can use that. And rhubarb, you can use that. Potatoes, wild skin, nope. Pinto beans, navy beans, lima beans, of course, navy beans. Shoot, them the bean pies right there. All right. The brothers get upset if I say anything about them bean pies.
So
All right.
wait a minute now.
I like them bean
why
pies.
are those beans on there?
Why, navy beans?
The ones that you use for the pies. Is that something is okay to eat or not okay to eat?
Like I said, we don't recommend no beans at all.
Why is that?
Beans or peas. But I mean, because of the costness of them, most people you have to let them soak, just like you have to let the nuts soak, the beans soak. You know what I'm saying? So, those are the things that people got to do. You got to let them soak. But lima beans, as you see here, which I love lima beans, but the blood types, only certain blood types can eat it.
Okay.
All right. But pecans, cashews, white rice, nope. Corn, nope. Buckwheat, oats. They even got oatmeal, what is it? Oats milk now. All right. So just like this, rice milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, almond milk. Now they got oat milk now. Oats milk, rye, turkey, chicken, lamb, raw milk, coffee. All right. I heard recently that Minister Farrakhan said something about the raw milk and how that is helping heal people. All right. I don't know nothing about it because I stopped drinking milk a long time ago. But once again, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it. When that was a conversation that got brought up this past week with me and another brother. All right, but
So tell me what raw milk is.
this is unfiltered raw milk straight from the cow. So it has more minerals and vitamins in it, but the fact to me that it comes from a cow means that should be something that we shouldn't have to drink. You know what I'm saying? But it is causing some healing effects within those who have tried it. So I'm with whatever works and whatever heals.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not restricted to utilizing certain animal byproducts in a sense. Just like with honey. Raw, unfiltered, organic honey, you can use. All right. Even though it's not on Dr. Sadie's list. What I would recommend is that people who study Dr. Sadie's information also to have to study another papyrus. It's called the Eber's papyrus. This is the healing papyrus from out of ancient Egypt. And they used all types of animal byproducts for healing. The hoodoo people from out of Louisiana, Mississippi, used all type of animal byproducts for healing. So, what works for one might not work for another, and vice versa, so forth and so on, because of different blood types and the haplotypes and so forth and so on. Non-secreta. It all depends. All right, but here we have NutraSweet equals aspartame, sweet and low, dangerous cancer-causing agents. Those are the most acid. Don't use, but of course, eat blueberries. Blueberries is good for nearly all the blood types. All right, cranberries can be utilized, even though Dr. Sabi don't recommend it. Prunes are actually plums, which can actually are laxative. So if you're having problems with the digestive system, prunes would be good. Chocolate can be actually utilized. Carob or cacao, coca, peanuts can be used. Because actually it's a pea, but even Dr. Sabi don't speak about using the pea or the, quote unquote, nuts per se. All right, but walnuts got to be good. It's like in the shape of a brain. So, but they found out that walnuts are filled with omega-3 and different omega fatty acids, which is good for mental functioning. So hence the reason why it looks like a little brain coming out the shell. It can actually heal the brain and prevent strokes, depression, memory loss. Walnuts. Senility, schizophrenia, all these things can from just eating walnuts.
So let me ask you this, if I was already diagnosed with schizophrenia,
Mhm.
then I started eating the nuts,
Mhm.
would that make go with
It will help. Yeah.
help?
I would add also ginkgo biloba, ginseng, and guardicola. Those are called the 3 Gs or triple Gs, which help with mental function. So I will add those herbs along with the walnut. All right. Wheat, we don't use too much wheat. Wheat is a lot of it has wheat gluten, which is a glue, which causes the digestive system to slow down. We have white flour, pastries, pasta, none of that. Beef, pork, shellfish, which is acidic, none of that. Cheese, homogenized, milk, ice cream, none of that. Now, of course, they got ice cream now, which actually is made from almond milk. Man, they have coconut milk, ice cream, almond milk ice cream. So if you're going to eat, something with milk, it would have to be something like coconut milk or almond milk. They have those type of ice creams now, which tastes pretty good. And they even have them now without sugar. And they're using monk fruit in its place. And monk fruit doesn't raise the glycemic levels. All right. So that means that even a diabetic can actually eat ice cream now and don't have to worry about the guilt and their sugar. All right. Beer, soft drinks, blah, blah, blah. Don't use none of that. All right. Beer is vegan, but it ain't healthy. All right. And this is what cleanses the melanin. This is a good book, Melanin, the chemical key to Black greatness. The harmful effects of toxic drugs on melanin centers within the Black human. All right. So what cleanses the melanin is vitamin B complex, specifically B2, B6, B12, chlorella, and green leafy vegetables. All right. The reason why, because chlorophyll, the only difference between melanin and chlorophyll is one magnesium molecule. One magnesium molecule. Magnesium sits at the center of the chlorophyll cell, just which is like blood. Our blood cell, we have iron. So the only difference, and they both look identical under a microscope, is that one has magnesium at the center of the cell, and the blood cell has iron at the center of it. Only one magnesium mineral is the difference between chlorophyll and us being brown today. So at one time, we used to look like the tree leaves. It was greenish. Then we began to start looking like the bark of the tree. Okay. All right, this is a melanin molecule, how it looks. And melanin, which is carbon, may be viewed as a battery that is partially charged, can always accept an additional electrical charge. When sunlight or other energies come in contact with the melanin battery, it increases the charge of the battery to a certain degree. When the energy is captured, the battery has more energy to use in the body. This means that the human being can charge up their melanin, and they possess the unique ability to absorb various energy sources and convert those absorbed energies into reusable energy. This includes mediums such as music, vibrations, sound waves, the sun rays, sun heat, light rays, etc. In Dr. Frank Ball's theory, matter is shaped. All right, check this out. Matter is shaped and structured by light. So we are shaped and structured by light. But they found out that 99.99999% of your atoms is empty space. That means 0.1% of something formed what now appears to be matter into existence, and that was light. This is why it says that God is light. All right? And this is why Christians is saying, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Because this is light. Light is what formed that. All right, so right here, these molecules, melanin combinations, eat light in order to maintain, expand, and evolve matter. So we're supposed to get light. We get light from the sun, as you see here, from the sun, sunlight, music vibrations, sound waves, sun heat, light rays, etc. We get light from all of these sources. All right. And this is what helps maintain, expand, and evolve matter. The more highly evolved the species, the more complex is the biological capacity to use light. So this is why we practice Qigong and Tai Chi. Because by doing so, we are absorbing more prana or chi or ki energy into the body. All right. So hence we are utilizing and expanding our consciousness and evolving matter. Now, if you get this book called The Magic Temple by Hilton Hotima, he says this, that when man began the unnatural practice of eating, so he was saying that one time we didn't even eat, and drinking, he introduced into his body foreign matter that had no place there. This forced the body into a defensive state, causing it to battle against the foreign matter and to develop internal adjustments to meet the destructive condition. That was the beginning of physical degeneration, which reduced the lifespan from 1,000 years to what it is today. So remember, in your Bible, Methuselah lived to be 969 years old. Adam lived to be 930 years old. All right. The reason why for these ages is because at one time we didn't eat. So this is why they gave you the concept of Eve eating the fruit in the Garden of Eden, because at one time we didn't eat. So why did she even have to eat? This is what this is actually was showing you in the storyline. All right. So this is our energy centers. Our sun has a surface temperature of 6,000 degrees, yet its corona, which is its spiritual aura, exceeds 2 million degrees. Well, that's the same thing. When your Kundalini is here at the root chakra, is 6,000 degrees in temperature. As it goes up, it becomes higher in degrees. In fact, it's just like the sun. It produces up to 2 million degrees in temperature. All right. So melanin, the perfect super absorber of light and all energy frequencies. Melanin can rearrange its chemical structure to absorb all energy across the radiant energy spectrum. So that's sunlight, X-rays, music, sound, radar, radio waves, and can transmute and store this energy for later use. This is the whole purpose of practicing Qigong and Tai Chi, is be able to use that energy later on. And you can store the energy in 3 particular areas. In your navel, in your heart, and in your third eye crown chakra. All right. It's called your upper room or upper dantian, your mid dantian, and your lower dantian. All right. Technically, this is what would be called in you heaven, earth, hell. This is all right. This is all within you. This is why they tell you that the devil is always red. Well, your lowest chakra is the color red. Then they tell you that the devil has horns. Well, when you want sex, what they say? He's horny. Rick James and Tina Marie had what song together? Fire and Desire. That's hell. That's what they mean by hell. That's what they mean by you burning with desires. All of this is all metaphors that old folks use from the biblical times up to now. But we've never put the correlation to the fact that they was talking about what was going on inside of you as a human being. Because we thought, oh, I'm going to hell. It's down underground somewhere with a devil and the pitchfork somewhere down there.
Yeah, that's what it made it seem like.
Yeah. But this was the hell.
That's the hell.
Yeah, it's your genitals burning. With the fire and desire, like Rick James and Tina Marie song.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that's what it was. This is what it was. This is what they knew. Old folks knew that, but they had to come with other stories that, children's stories. This is for children. So you can't think of a children's story the same way when you 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. So you got to change the mindset. The whole mindset got to change from the story that they told you as little kids. That can't be the same way that we looked at it. So here, we got the particular wavelengths the frequencies, the visible spectrum that we have right here, and you got red to purple or violet. Is range between 1012 to 1015. Is in between here. And that's the visible spectrum. This is what we live in. We live in here. But look at all of this over here and all of this over here. And people act like they know everything. When we don't even know everything within this area. We're discovering animals and, you know, in the oceans and on the earth that we ain't never knew it existed still now in this visible spectrum. I seen some type of centipede that I ain't never seen before just last week. And we had to put it on Facebook. We're like, have y'all ever seen this before? And people was like, yeah, that's a centipede. I ain't never seen no centipede like this, yo. I've seen centipedes all my life. I ain't never seen one like this right here. This is some particular different species. What is this right here? This looked like a cricket and a roach had a baby.
Wow.
It jumps and it looked like a roach, but it jumps, you know what I'm saying, like a cricket. And everybody was like, oh, that's a cricket. I'm like, hold up. Those are not the crickets that I remember growing up with. You see what I'm saying? So this is some new stuff. You know, so
now different type of bugs are mating now.
I don't know what the heck going on. I don't know what's going on. There's some strange looking stuff out there.
Yeah.
Stuff that I know that I ain't seen in 40 years, you know, all of a sudden coming up. You know, I would remember as a kid, as we knew we was ants, all right, dragonflies, lightning bugs. I mean, we was documenting all of this as little kids, what everything was.
I don't see no lightning bugs like I used to.
Yeah, see? Exactly.
You used to see them all the time, but
Exactly.
now you don't see them now.
Exactly. Bees, wasps, yellow jackets. We was naming everything, you know, that we was able to find. And this right here, I ain't never seen it before. I seen grasshoppers and I seen crickets. What this cricket looking roach type of thing is that's jumping all around, I don't know what this is. But everybody say that's a cricket. I'm like, I never seen crickets like this. This is a different species of cricket. What did it mix with? What is it? Yeah.
I seen green. I ain't seen nothing.
Yeah, I seen brownish, you know, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So,
but then again, I don't think I heard the cricket that much fly. When I speak about, you should hear all them noise.
Right, you hear the noise.
Yeah, they used to get on my nerve with all that noise.
Mm-hmm. That was to put you to sleep. That was music. They were singing you to sleep.
They put you to sleep.
Yeah. All right. So we find that red is the slowest and the lowest rate of vibration in the visible spectrum. Man evolved from the low gross color of red through the entire color spectrum to the highest of colors, which is violet. Red projected onto the body stimulates the liver. All right. So it stimulates the liver, the automatic nervous, and the circulatory system. So let's say if a person have problems with their nervous system or circulatory system. People who have diabetes always have circulatory system with their heart, with their legs and their feet and their toes. They have circulation problem. So if you was able to visualize the color red being projected on them as you look at them, as you talk to them, or as you see them even on the picture, you can actually help project the color red on them, and that will help increase their circulatory system and also their automatic nervous system. A red aura indicates a strong sexual force. It awakens our physical life force. It strengthens the overall energy levels. It attracts, magnetizes, stimulates, and energizes. Orange, it gives life and promote healing conditions of the stomach, intestines, pancreas. So if we did the color pancreas for a person who had diabetes, if we visualize the color orange on them, then that will help with the pancreas and the spleen. Also good for the adrenal glands, the thyroid glands, and the muscular system. Orange stimulates the lungs, respiratory system by increasing the oxygen flow. It balances the emotions. All right. Yellow is the highest form of yellow is gold, but this stimulates the eliminative system, digestive system, lymphatic glands, the liver, the gallbladder, the bladder, and the nerves. It builds the left hemisphere of the brain, eyes, ears, and bone. All right. The gold shade of yellow is an excellent overall healing color. So if you want to just heal a person overall, then you would project the color gold on them.
Now, somebody was saying here, people who live in Henderson, they mostly got their gallbladder taken out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why is that?
I would think that it probably has something to do with the nitrates in the water.
Oh.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a lot of nitrates. They sent us a letter recently that talked about all the nitrates that's in the water. Here in Henderson, it was a dangerous level. And I know normally with nitrates, that's normally found in like them hot dogs, and hot dogs and things like that, which is cancer causing. So I would expect that it had to do with those high amounts of nitrates that's in the water supply. All right.
So how are the nitrates getting worse?
They're not saying, but it has to be coming from chemical plants. Okay. They're not really saying how, but that's where we speculate that it has been coming from. They're supposed to have been cleaning it up this past February, but they haven't sent out another letter stating that they have cleaned it up as of yet. All right, but when we first opened up, this is the letter that they sent us the first week that we opened up. That do not use the water. That's what they said on it. Do not use the water, and tell your customers don't use the water.
Because people in the community
Is using the water. Right. Exactly. So I would speculate that that's the reason why for the gallbladder, to have been taken out.
But once the gallbladder is taken out, you're still drinking the water.
Right. So now it's going to probably do damage to another portion of the body. Because see, the gallbladder obviously helps with the bladder as far as filtering out the toxins that might be in the water.
Right.
So now it's overburdened, and now you have to take it out.
Yeah.
Because gallbladder, people been getting if it's hard water too, that hard water or that calcium that cause stones. So now they got gallbladder stones.
Yeah, gallbladder stones. I hear a lot of people saying they couldn't pass.
Right, they couldn't pass the stones. Right. Well, number one, that's because they don't drink enough water.
Right.
If you drink enough water, then it would dissolve. It would
dissolve. Fried food, greasy food,
and too much seafood, shellfish in particular.
Oh, they will give it to you too.
Yeah, a lot of shellfish, clams, oysters. What is scallop? What is it? Scallops? What do they call it?
Yeah, the thing I don't eat enough.
Yeah. Shrimps, crabs, lobster. So a lot of the
they keep the fight
quotation fish, what do they call it?
Yeah, that's why he said that's the lowest thing on the earth, the dirtiest. He said.
Yeah, well
the dirtiest.
Yeah, that's in the Bible. That's Leviticus, Leviticus the 13th chapter, 11 to 13th chapter, somewhere in between there.
So that's true.
Yeah, well they call them the scavengers of the ocean, of the water, because they bottom feeders.
So we ain't supposed to.
So catfish is a bottom feeder. Plus, they don't have fins. So the Bible speaks about the fact that if you're gonna eat fish, eat fish with fins.
What's they call that?
Tilapia.
Tilapia.
Yeah.
Everybody eating that. He said that's garbage. She said
that's garbage. They said that's worse than bacon.
Oh, okay. So he was right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The only fish that all blood types can eat is cod.
So many restaurants sell that thing like crazy.
I know, because that's the fish. But that's the fish that's cheap, and then that's the one that U.S. foods normally give them. Yeah. See, we don't use U.S. foods. We go out and get our groceries. We got the hand pick.
So basically, the restaurant is feeding us high sodium, grease,
high cholesterol, fats.
Everything, and the fish is not good quality fish.
No. The only fish,
the bottom fish.
The only fish that all the blood types can eat, whether you're a secretor or not secretor, is cod.
That's what my son said too. He used to make me get cod. They expensive.
Yeah,
that's very expensive.
That's why it's expensive.
Yeah, them things expensive. They want no shit. They expensive. I got it. Now, my son said, I don't want that garbage. I don't want that bottom. Them young people learning now.
Yeah. How old your son?
He's 26.
Okay.
Yeah, because he
Bring him to
won't
class
cook them other
sometime.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, bring him to class.
Yeah,
He already on it. He already on
it. So he was right.
Yeah, he was right.
So the best fit is always the most expensive.
It's a fish most of the time. Yeah.
Organic is the most expensive.
Right.
Now,
That's why they do that.
So anything that they putting up there is because they know the black people ain't gonna go out and pull out their money for them.
Basically.
But like I told them, if it's worth your health, it's worth the money.
Right.
Even when they thought I was stupid when I bought organic ground beef and stuff, because I said, well, Frank ain't gonna stop eating meat, so I get him an organic ground beef to lean it.
Mm-hmm.
They thought I would be, crazy about that because they're spending more money.
Right.
And they think that they wouldn't done that.
Well, it might have been better for them, at least from giving them. See, the thing is that only reason why most people eat meat is because of the seasonings. If you was able to season vegetables or season the food the same way that you was able to season your meat, you wouldn't even think about eating meat.
Right.
Because guess what? If you ain't had no season on the meat, ain't nobody going to eat it.
Right.
You hear people say, I ain't going to eat that.
Yeah. Well, I cooked it over the weekend, and they didn't seem to know the difference.
Right.
But I told them that it's more healthier for you.
Right.
So I, changed it.
Because it don't have the steroids and the antibiotics in it.
Yeah.
And it's not GMO.
Yeah.
Right.
My aunt, I used raw sugar. She said raw sugar. I said, yep, raw sugar is more healthier than the processed sugar.
Right.
Then she said, then you got organic. I said, yeah, it's organic, more cleaner, more healthier.
Right.
She called me weird. She said, you just into the weird stuff.
Eating healthy is weird, huh?
Yeah, they call it weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got one cousin.
What's weird is me eating shit called shitlings. That's weird.
That's weird.
I remember asking my grandma when I was young. I'm like, Grandma, what is that? Oh, that's the intestines of the pig. I say, and why you got to clean it? What's going on with that? I remember I was a kid, yo. Yeah, that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking. I'm like, what's going on with that? Yeah. And she looked at me, and I was like, I can tell from her face, it was like, oh, that's shit. What? I don't want to eat that.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie.
Go and eat something. Throw some
it'd be good.
Go and throw some daggone hot sauce on there, and you be all right.
Yeah, it'd be good though.
No, I don't like it.
I ate it. It was good. My grandma cleaned her good.
My grandma cleaned hers too, but I think back to it now. It was like I wonder why my inner voice told me at 11 that I needed to be a vegetarian. I was not supposed to be eating none of that.
Yeah, but
I was 11.
I can't clean it. I just don't know how they do it. It stinks so bad. And they got a hand. Oh my God, it smells like they do it. And then somebody thinks, oh, you cleansing? No, I can't clean that mess. I can't do it.
Exactly.
Old people gone now.
Exactly. That's one thing they can leave behind. Now the herbal formulas that they used to have, now that's what we need.
Right.
But that damn pig, they need to leave. They can take that with them.
Yeah. Now Frank got to have his pig feet. So I put Pranic in his. I put Pranic in his. So I was like, go ahead, eat your pig feet.
Don't eat yours.
He said, well, and then my girlfriend told me, don't let Frank eat that pig feet without that vinegar. So I cook it with the vinegar, organic vinegar.
I believe that
blood pressure down.
Yeah, the vinegar. Yeah, but you got to worry about them damn trichinosis worms.
Hey, I do the best I can. I do the best I can with Frank. Now Frank hard here. Well, I can do what I can. I mean, I tell him not to do this. He's like, you do, I do me. I know. He hard headed. I can't control everything. You do the best you can. Tell people something,
that's relationship,
take it or leave it.
That's right. Take it or leave it alone.
Now, he have cholesterol. I don't.
Right.
He had high blood pressure. He take 2 or 3 different pills. He's
You
smaller
don't.
than I am. I
Right.
only take 1.
Exactly.
So he got more health problems.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So
And nobody correlated to the fact of the foods that we eat.
yeah, I mean, you trying to
Because
tell
this
me,
is
but
the
he's
food
stuck
that we
in that country
Right.
old way.
Mhm.
And his mama, oh Lord, she's stuck in them. You know, I ain't never seen nobody put no lard in the green before.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Old folks used
And
to
what
put lard
she
in
put
everything.
it in the green? What will you get out of nothing? I said, what the hell?
That's why Frank got
What your
high.
mama put
That's
in
why
there?
Frank got high cholesterol.
Yeah, she. I said, why your mom put it? He said, make you go to the bathroom.
Lard make you go to the bathroom.
That's what she said.
You know,
I said,
lard.
well, Frank,
lard
it got green to make
lard
you
is-
go to the bathroom. I
lard
don't
is
put
pork,
in mine.
right? Lard is pork.
But I don't put in mine. Only thing I put in water, and then I told Frank, my mom always said, cook the green. My father said, put some smoked turkey if you want some flavor. Put smoked turkey in it. Or I put smoked turkey. But she does that. And then my kids don't like it. They don't like greasy green. Because our green don't be greasy. I just put a little stomach and salt and pepper. And a little red pepper, get a little spicy.
Y'all, that's country living right there. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
I mean, I didn't know you do that.
Yeah, they do in the country.
In the country.
Yeah, they do that in the country.
Look, I didn't know what the ham hock was when I came down here.
I know you did. I know you did.
You know, they put me in the
don't-
hospital when the flew right down here. It made my feet swell up. And they said, what's going on? I said, I don't eat
Them
that.
damn ham hocks.
Ham hock. And all that. And I was like, well, what in the world?
Yeah,
And then,
they don't have all that up north.
because I didn't eat all that up there in the city.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, otherwise, all these stuff, the old people that taught them is the bad way.
Right.
And they're stuck in it.
That's the slavery mentality. The slave.
Okay. So, a lot of people are still stuck in the slavery.
But
mind.
that's the way that their mama cooked, and their mama cooked from out of
Right.
slavery and from out of being, sharecroppers and that type of mentality here in the South. So that's what they use. They use the scraps,
Right.
But you don't have to just keep using the scraps nowadays. The scrap things are over. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't have to do that now.
You don't have to do that. That's what explains to a lot of people who come to my house and tell me I eat anything. I eat real food. I'm strange. I got
But that's not real food. Real food is organic
what I
and
ate
natural.
was normal food.
Real food is natural, normal food is organic food.
Right.
Vegan food,
Right.
which is healthy, made from God in its most natural state, raw food,
Right.
electrical, live, plant-based. That is normal food. Abnormal food is soul food that they have nowadays.
Right.
That's not really soul food, because really what it does is kill your soul. It kills your physical body, your melanin. It
Right.
destroys it. Melanin is the physical counterpart to the spiritual soul.
Right.
So you're killing your melanin, you're killing your body by eating artificial foods, chemically processed foods.
Right.
They get herbicides, fungicides,
Right.
insecticides, pesticides on it. It has steroids, antibiotics. How in the hell is that natural? How is that normal?
It's not.
It's
So that's
not.
what's causing the cancer,
Bingo.
the diabetes,
You
the
got
gallbladder, all
got
that cholesterol,
You got
all that problem.
Exactly.
And what people don't understand is what we put in our mouth is what's causing all this damage.
No, we got into we got into the chakras, and energy centers. Right. We got into that part, and how the reason why they say that the devil is red. He has a red pitchfork. He has red horns, red tail. Because your lower chakra is the color red.
Right.
So
that's
hence,
fine.
which is your genitals. So when you horny,
Mhm.
that's the
The shock.
That's the devil.
And-
Right. That's the song Fire and Desire by Rick James. Rick James. Rick James.
What?
right, so if we use the color green, it's the most predominant color in the life force on planet Earth. It balances our energies, it heals all heart ailments, and increases the circular system. It stimulates the pituitary gland. It raises the vibration of the physical body above the vibration of the lower self and also of the lower energies. All right. So here we have the visible spectrum again. You can see it much clearer now. And this is Roy G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So this is what they call Roy G. Biv within chemistry. All right. These are the same colors that they say of our chakras, which is our endocrine glands, literally. All right. So if you use the color blue, is this vital builder and the creative force. It heals ailments of the respiratory system, throat, nose, ears, and eyes. It acts as an antibiotic. All right. So you can actually take and project the color blue on yourself or on others. You can actually heal them from these particular ailments. It relieves all itching, irritation, fevers, and burns. Blue is very effective in erasing all childhood diseases. So that's mumps, measles, chickenpox, etc. It strengthens communication within relationships and is used for astral projection and induces prophetic dreams. All right.
It does all of that.
Yup. The color blue does all of that. Indigo. Now you take the color indigo. In the color indigo, it heals any hormonal imbalance that occurs in the endocrine gland system. All right. So people have been having problems with their thyroid glands. The color indigo can help heal that. All right. People have been having men been having issues with their prostate gland. The indigo color can heal that.
So you look at the color over here.
What you do, right? What we call laying on hands. We call it Reiki nowadays. Which basically simply depends on how you use it. You can use what's called Pranic healing, which is like, for me, I'm this far away from Cassandra. But the thing is that if I come this close and I can sweep down her body, I just remove negative debris, energy from her.
Okay.
All right. And I can flick it into the plant. And this is how you remove negative bioplasmic energy from a person's on a daily basis.
Just like that.
Just like that. All right. And then, now that's pranic healing. Now, at the same time I'm doing pranic healing, I'm also doing the 6-3-6-3 breath. So I'm breathing in for a count of 6, holding it for 3, breathing out for 6, holding it for 3. All right. Or 7-1-7-1. I'm breathing in for 7, holding it for 1 count, breathing out for 7, holding it for 1 count. All right. Or empty retention. Depends on the way that I want to do it. So regardless, what happens is that as I'm doing that, I'm removing negative bioplasmic energy from her body, putting it into the plant. Why? Because plants give off what? Oxygen.
Yeah.
We take in oxygen, and we give off what? Carbon dioxide. It takes in carbon dioxide. So it's a biosymbiotic balance between us and nature. All right. So they take in what we don't need, what we need, they give off. All right. So that's how it works. So it's the same thing. So I can take off the negative energy from off of her, transfer it to the plants, and the plants thrive. They love it. All right. She don't need it. She might have been stressed out from the day's work or from whatever, situation that she's been in. She don't need it. The plant take it. Here you go, plant. Thank you. All right. That's how the old folks used to do it. This is one of the secrets. This is some of the secrets that they never told us about shamanism. All right. Shamanism. All right. But pranic healing is part of that shamanistic experience. And then when you do Reiki, Reiki is a hands-on. Now, this is the laying on hands part. All right. And there's 4 symbols in Reiki. Choku Rei, Seihei Ki, Hashishi Shonin, and Deko Meo. All right. These 4 symbols, what happens is that by utilizing these 4 symbols, you can actually heal the person physically, emotionally, mentally, from distance. Don't even have to be in your presence. They can be across the world. All right. All I need to hear is your voice on the phone, or either see a picture of you that you might have sent, or whatever the case is, and I can send energy to you. All right.
Okay.
I can use my body as a channel for the universal life force energy and send the energy directly to you. All right? Because my mind will act as that focus point, concentration point to you so that you can receive the energy. And then Dekomeo is the last and the most powerful symbol, which is called the master symbol. And that symbol can actually heal you spiritually. So we tap into all your etheric bodies or astral bodies and healing you from all these particular levels. And so when we do like Reiki, we start at the top of the head. And we go down the whole body.
I didn't know that. Okay.
All right, and that's laying on head. So we follow from the head, the eyes, the throat, the chest, the solar plexus, the navel, the genitals, the knees, the feet, the kidneys.
Yeah, I remember you did that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we follow that so that we can heal the whole body, your whole body. So you can do that for yourself, or either someone else can do it for you.
Right.
You know, so that's the key. So the color indigo, it heals any hormonal imbalances that occurs in the endocrine gland system. It balances the two hemispheres of the brain. It acts as an antibiotic. It's an excellent blood purifier. It stops hemorrhages, which is internal bleeding of the tissues and organs, and nosebleeds. It is also a astringent. It tightens, firming, toning this flesh, skin, and nerves. It depresses the heart. It shrinks in a large heart, and it can awaken the gift of intuition, right? And then the last one is violet, all right, which is called purple of the Roy G. Biv, and it acts as an antibiotic. It stimulates the spleen. It depresses the action of the appetite. It affects the nerves, heart, lymphatic glands, and overall, all over active parts of the body, except the spleen and the parathyroid glands. It's the color of expansion in all forms: love, health, business, and money. The color violet offers the gifts of spiritual protection, knowledge of the higher realms of magic, and also spirituality. It becomes of your highest potential and the enhancement of your prophetic powers. All right. Then, of course, outside of the spectrum, we have ultraviolet rays, which is the sun, is the source of ultraviolet radiation, which is called black light, suntan, or germicidal. Melanin becomes a superconductor of electromagnetic energy and increases a person's sensitivity to the etheric beings and spiritual entities. All right. Then we have X-rays. A doctor used them to take a look at the bones, and dentists to look at the teeth. Gamma rays. The universe generates the largest amount of gamma rays. It is used in cancer treatment. All colors and all vibratory energies were but a shade of black, all right, which is actually similar to the gamma rays, right? So this is what we found out, is that in the third dimension, melanin acts as a semiconductor to transform energy. If you get this book, The Science of Melanin, Dispelling the Myths, by my good friend, Tim Owens Moore, PhD. He's a professor. He's the head professor of psychology at Federal State University. I knew him from when we was down in Atlanta, Georgia. When he wrote this book, when he first wrote this book, I met him over at on Cascade over there. It was called Cultural Communications. So you get this other book, The Ankh. This is the African origin of electromagnetism. As a semiconductor, melanin has an energy gap. Right? So we got melanin, but melanin has an energy gap. And the problem is with this energy gap is that we're in the third dimension. So we have to do something in order to hyperventilate, as they would say, this melanin. All right, just because we got melanin don't make us superior. We got to do something to activate it, to make us, become what we call ultra men and women or super men and women. We got to do something. So what it is that we have to absorb more light, all right, more rays, more energy. So what happened is that as a semiconductor, melanin has an energy gap. The absorption of energy is required before electrons can jump into the conduction band and make melanin conductive. So we have to take in more light. As we said earlier, Dr. Frank Barr said that the more complex the biological capacity is for a human being to absorb light, the more stronger they are in their capacity.
Okay, the more complex.
The more biological complex a person is with the absorption of the rays of light, the stronger they are, essentially. This is what Dr. Frank Barr was saying. So the more complex, in other words, the more that we work with these particular life force energies, the stronger that we become. And we transform matter into spiritual energy. Okay? This is basically what he's talking about here. We spiritualize matter. That's basically what he's saying. All right, so right here, we have that an increase in conductivity increases the sensitivity of melanin to the electromagnetic world of etheric beings, astral projections, and spiritual entities. At low frequencies, the conductivity of melanin is low or small, but at ultra high frequencies, which is UHF, melanin is a superconductor. So remember, the TVs back in the days, before the remote control, they had the regular TVs and they had the rabbit ear antennas. That was VHF. That gave us very high frequency, which was channel 2 to channel 13. All right. But then you had the own channel or antenna, which is on the back of the TV, which was the circular one. So here you had the straight one, which only tapped into very high frequency. But to get ultra high frequency, you had to tap into the circular one that's on the back. It's called the ohm antenna. And that gave you access from channel U. And on channel U, gave you channels 14 to channel 83. So that was like your pre-cable, before cable. Back in the days, if you remember that. Sometimes you may have to put 1040 on the VHF just to be able to pick up some of the channel. But with the UHF, you just had to move into the right position, type of thing. All right. Now, what it is that what they found out is that at that level, UHF, which is giver of ultraviolet light, which the sun is the giver of ultraviolet light. The more ultraviolet light that you take in as melanated people, the more you fill in the gaps for your melanin. So hence, the reason why you might have seen people do some extraordinary things, on planet Earth, because the sun gives you that capability of filling in these gaps. This is what this is really talking about here in this book, by Nur Amin. And he makes mention of it. He says vitamin D is a very powerful anti-cancer supplement that many people should take, but don't even think a pill can replace being outside in the sunlight. So don't even think that a pill can replace that. All right, but that's what most people get. They get pills. We need photons from the sun. If you concerned about overexposure of UV rays, then you can choose to lay out 15 minutes on each side of your body from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Most people don't burn in 30 minutes. You can feel empowered and energized by this practice. Now, truthfully, as melanated people, we even need longer exposure to the sun. We need 1 hour to actually 3 hours of sunlight as melanated people. The Europeans, they can do 15 minutes, And what is melanin essentially? Melanin is the carbon atom. That's basically what it is, that carbon atom. All right. All right here, it talks about the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life and made man a living soul or a living being. We find the same information in the ancient Egyptian texts. As well as also we find the same thing within the Quran, the 15th Surah, the 26th ayat. And it said that we was made from black mud. And certainly it was us who created the human beings from black mud, shaped and fashioned. All of that is symbolic to the fact of talking about carbon, the elements. And the we would have been the 7 elements before, the 5 elements before carbon. Carbon is the 6th element on the periodical chart. And you got hydrogen, helium, down to carbon. So those are the ones that it's talking about, and us made carbon. That's what it's talking about, carbon. All right. I won't get into all of that right now. It's kind of extensive.
Snake is called.
Yep, that's what it says, the snake. All right, so right here, Manly P. Hall's book, Man, the Grand Symbol of the Mysteries. You're talking about the 3rd ventricle of the chambers of initiation. Around this is the 3 kings, the 3 great centers of life power, the pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and the optic thalamus gland. The 3rd ventricle is the seat of the soul, located beneath the eyes and just above the root of the nose. It is here that the Jews are placed in the forehead of the Buddhas, and it is from this point that the serpent rose from the crown of the ancient Egyptians. They're also called the 3 sun, moon, and star. All right, Onans is the emblem of the priestly esoteric wisdom. He came out from the sea because the great deep, the water templifies. So this is from Secret Doctrine. This is all talking about, once again, the shape, right? Yep, exactly. What is known as...
We are the snake.
No, not technically. We are. The snake was the phallus. And this, the sperm.
Oh.
And this is the doorway, which this way Washington, D.C. was based on. Washington, D.C. is...
So when God told Adam to... God told Adam not to touch the forbidden fruit.
That was sex.
And that was her. And he did.
Exactly.
So all the time we were thinking apple on the tree.
Well, they had to make it something outside so that you wouldn't get the point of the story, which was right in your face.
Oh. So, okay. So forbidden fruit is us.
Right.
And then to make us suffer is to be bringing children in the world.
Exactly. You got it. Exactly.
Because Adam and Eve broke the first commandment.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
So you know what that means? We're still breaking the commandment.
Yeah. It's all right. That's fine.
Oh.
That wasn't a commandment that's supposed to stay in place anyway. That's why we was put out the garden, so that we could go and populate the planet.
Go and populate. But
that was symbolic.
But the sin keep going.
Yeah, somewhat. But remember, the only one that can bring life here is God. So if life comes by way of that, then was it really a sin? Because the only one that can bring life here is God.
Yeah, well, God, but we there. Understand God. So if we supposed to wait till we say I do to get married, that's what they say at the stand to not do.
Yeah, but what they should have been telling us is that sex is marriage.
Oh.
That's what they should have. That's what they're supposed to have been telling us. And that way we would have been careful about who we had sex with, because we knew that it would have meant that we was married to them.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, Oh, just don't do it. Oh, it's a sin. Oh, it's bad.
It's bad.
Right. Instead,
Not
that-
bad.
right. That's going to make you go and see what's going on with it. And reverse psychology.
And you find out it's not bad.
Right. Exactly. But that's the same story. Adam and Eve, same story.
The only thing I don't understand is this: why are we getting so many lesbians and so many,
The food, the water. There's a guy. What's his name? Hayes. His name is Dr. Hayes. And he did a test for Monsanto and a subsidiary company for Monsanto, and he found out that in their Roundup, they had what's called polysulfate or something like that, whatever the name is for it, and that it was in the water supply, and that it was causing male frogs to become females. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so can you attribute that to
It was causing, right, exactly. So when you do the same result, because we're 75% water, the brain is 90% water, the lungs is 85% water, the liver is 82% water,
Yeah.
the bones are 25% water. Collectively, we are 75% water beings. We are aquatic beings. So if you are drinking this water, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I didn't think it's gonna be that.
That's what's going to happen, though. So it's going to cause homosexual tendencies and homosexual to do, because that is part of their global control. That is part of the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds' global control agenda. It's called eugenics, and that's part of their eugenics program.
Well, there's a whole lot of them then.
Yeah, well, that's the point. They don't want production. They don't want children on the planet. So you cut back the children on the planet by making populations homosexual. So you do it through the water supply. This is what we seen in the movie back in the days, Three the Hard Way. Jim Kelly, Fred Williamson, and Jim Brown. Remember that? And check this out now. It was the water supply in Detroit. The man, the white man,
Terrible.
Mr. Charlie was going to poison the water supply.
Poison the water supply.
That was the whole moral of the story. Go back and watch Three the Hard Way. Now, if you think about it, right up the street is Flint, Michigan.
Right.
And they found abnormal amounts of lead in the water supply. But they said that's just not in Flint. They said that is an epidemic across the nation. Because those are the pipings that they used back in the 1800s and in the early 1900s. Water supplies.
Right.
Okay? So they already knew all of this. You know?
I know. Ooh. Well, you know what? That might explain.
prior to us becoming out, you were drinking tap water.
Right.
You didn't know any better.
Right.
And maybe it was counteractive with our diet, but didn't affect my sexual orientation. But I'm getting that.
Well, they didn't do it. They didn't do it until 2000.
Okay.
Well, with the water supply, as far as tapping water supply with that Roundup, with all the Roundup that Monsanto been putting out into the water supply. But that's really what it's coming from. This is why there's so many people who work for Monsanto that's been in positions ever since the mid 90s up until now.
Yeah.
They putting that Roundup mess into, it's called polysulfate, something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but it's in the water supply. And Dr. Hayes did an experiment. This is a brother too. He did the experiment on the water. He tested the water, and he found that the water turned male frogs to female frogs, and even have them to have babies. Now this is a male frog turned into a female and producing babies from the water.
Wow.
Now that is the same thing that is happening with our children. Because they're millennials and they're the ones who grew up since the 2000s into this thing here. You know?
Yeah.
So if they're drinking the water supply, they bathing in this water supply or whatever the case is, they are abnormally having these types of tendencies because either they're having these tendencies or either they don't want to have sex at all. That's what he found out. So they either were frogs that changed the females, had babies, frogs that changed from males to females, had no babies, or frogs who were sterile and didn't have sex. Those are the three type of frogs that he kept finding over and over again every time he tested the water supplies. And he said that this water supply is throughout the nation. So that means that there are mass eugenics program going on.
So
Bill Gates and all of them is doing this.
Some white people have water filter. I know
Right.
a lot
This is
of
why they have water
filters.
filters. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
They got the memo. We didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I remember pulling up break rooms water.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
pre-bottled water.
Right. My mom used to boil the water before the pre-water bottle too. She's in New York and she boiled the heck out of this water.
Boiling the water.
Right.
Always drink warm water.
Right.
To kill the germ.
Right. My mom did too in New York. You know, she would never drink that tap water. She always boiled that junk. You know?
That's what they used to tell you. Boil your water first.
Boil your water. Yep. So that was a memo that all black folks had in the house during the 80s and or the 80s and 90s before the filters.
Yeah, the water filter.
Yeah, before the water filter.
Now, when Frank did some dry job, white people are really, really on hand. Water filter
Right.
and water softener.
Right. Water softening, right, because of the hard water.
Yeah, they are really on hand with that. But not black.
Right.
I don't know too many black people that have water filter. Now I think I'm gonna give me a water filter and a water softener.
Yeah. Discover magazines.
You wouldn't think it's bad, but like you said, you don't know what they put in the water.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah.
No. No.
The thing is just be able to protect yourself and do what you can. That's all.
And then you're right, because I got to start with the iodine.
Right.
It got to say iodine. A lot of stock do
Don't
not
say
say that no more. Does that mean they don't have it?
Exactly.
That was weird, ain't it?
Yeah.
And they had on in the old days. Now they took it out.
Iodine is what gives us our strength.
But they took it away from them. So now I looked at it and I said, well, damn, is she right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because right on the molten what is it, Martin?
Yeah, more
so
I
it said it does not contain the necessary nutrient iodine. I said does not contain the necessary. What the hell am I supposed to be doing with this then?
Yeah.
It does not contain the necessary nutrient iodine.
Yeah.
So they purposely trying to make you weak and vulnerable to disease because iodine helps fight off infections.
Yeah, now,
So if you don't have enough
now,
iodine, then you might have infection.
well, I buy iodine now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was gone. I said, my cousin Deborah won't get it well. I told her, you stop using the old wisdom. She said, what you mean? I said, you got to go back to the Benedict. I said, that kid anything. I
Right.
do none of that. Old people good at that.
Right.
Red stuff.
Yeah. The red stuff. Exactly.
Yeah, they spray or put on you. That's what they did in there.
Right. Right.
You know, that explains a lot of things. The old method
Mhm.
was the best.
With the medicine, yeah. And now in those ways, the medicines, the old folks and their medicines that they did was good. Now their diet wasn't the best.
No,
but the
diet was,
medicine,
like you said,
the
it was
medicine,
based on the slavery.
the cod
Yeah,
liver
they
oil,
didn't-
and the castor oil,
Yeah,
the turpentine,
yeah,
the iodine, all of these are old medicine that old
Yeah.
folks use, and all of that still works today. We need to go back to using all four of them right now.
yeah.
Because cod oil is, once again, codfish. That's the only fish that all the blood types can eat.
You know, I don't see as much castor oil.
Exactly.
Like that, but I got them now.
You know why you
But
don't
they
see
used
castor
to
oil.
sell them in small stores.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
where I used to get it from.
Exactly. Now
But they don't sell the
Now-
castor oil to clean your system out
Nope.
for them children no more. I don't
Exactly.
know what happened to that.
I know what happened to it. They took it off the market.
Yeah, but that one wasn't good. All you had to do your baby that.
Mm.
Kill whatever it was.
Yeah, it kills parasites, worms, bacteria,
Yeah,
viruses. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if a lot of young people know, but they used to tell me when they get fever stuff,
Yeah, put it on the
castor
head.
oil on top of their soft
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Then
It's
it
gone.
break it.
Yeah. It's gone. Matter of fact, castor oil even grows here.
Yeah.
That's why they have
what-
Jamaican black castor oil now.
Yeah, and then I started using that black Jamaica oil
Yeah, that's it.
for my hair now.
Mhm.
People think, I thought you just doing weird stuff. I said, okay.
Yeah, no, you doing weird stuff. I'm
Yeah,
going back and
that's what
find
they
out.
tell
I'm
me.
going back and find out what the heck going on planet Earth. But there's some stuff going on here.
Yeah,
And it don't make
they
sense.
asked me that the skin won't clear. I said, yeah, because I don't put all that stuff on my skin.
Yeah.
And I realize now that cocoa butter that you got, it don't, and you know how it's you to burn the skin off.
Mm-hmm.
But when I put it on, it don't burn.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it was like a lotion, it burned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, regular lotion ain't good.
You're right.
Don't got no minerals in it.
You're right.
And then it's artificially processed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So genetic food often, yeah.
Your foods at risk, genetically altered foods and your health. What are genetically altered foods? Are they safe? Which genetically altered foods are you eating and why aren't they labeled? Right? Are organic foods safer and healthier? Why are more and more people eating organic foods? Learn why you will have to choose between genetically altered foods and organic foods. And see, this is where we at right now. This is what's going on. We have to choose between the two. So we found that in Discover magazine, what you eat affects your genes. A new study suggests that the connection between your foods by biochemistry and your own may be more intimate than we thought. Tiny RNAs, usually found in plants, have been discovered circulating in the blood. And animal studies indicate that they are directly manipulating the gene expression or the expressions of your genes. So these RNAs that's from plants are directly manipulating the expression of your genes.
Right.
Now, if they're genetically modified organisms, that means that they're inserting gene or certain genetic information into your gene slots.
So they putting something in it.
Bingo.
So that's why I explain some people don't think vegetables healthy because
Right.
they're not understanding that they putting something in there
Right.
to cause us.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So they're not getting
that
organic.
explains
Right.
my aunt. They told her she can't eat seafood.
Right.
So they said with corn, beans, and I guess, well, seafood. She said that it messed her stomach, but what it is GMO food
Right.
is what's messing her stomach up.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah. Yeah. More than likely that's GMO food because GMO causes what's called leaky gut.
Right, right. And she don't know the difference because I don't think she pay attention to
No,
that
she
because
don't.
she don't.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, she thinks it's the same food from the 1970s and before.
Right. And
You
she
know.
does because she now makes sense because she takes so many pills.
Mhm.
She take about, ooh, I think she take about 12
Damn.
because she got stomach problems.
Wow.
Her stomach give her a lot of problems.
Right.
She don't eat organic food. I do know that. It's just like you said, she think it's the same thing.
Right. It's not. None of that food from the 70s is none of the food that we got right now that's any foods from the 70s.
So that's why I told my partner, I said, because the food upsetting you is because they putting stuff in it. It's messing with your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have no stomach problem.
Yeah.
No, but you're right.
But the name of the book is from Ken Roseborough. Ken Roseborough. Right? He's out. All right, so we talked about the pineal gland in the sense of that That is what deals with the ultraviolet light. Also, it connects to the violet light, which is at the top of the head, the crown chakra. We found that DMT is produced from the pineal gland and also pinoline. And these chemicals are secreted by the pineal gland and also known as the seed of the soul. So when these chemical reactions happen, the brain is literally being awakened as one begins the human experience. So this is a good book to get. It's called DMT, The Spirit Molecule, Doctor's Revolutionary Research into the Biology of Near-Death and Mystical Experiences. This is by Rick Stratman, MD. And what we find out that according to Dr. Richard King, African Origin of Biological Psychiatry, he states that Africans have 5 to 15% calcified pineal glands, Asians 20% to 35%, and Europeans 60 to 80%. Thus, the DMT from birth lasts until puberty when the pineal gland calcifies in 5 to 15% of Africans and 20 to 35% Asians and 60 to 80% in Europeans, and no longer produce these chemicals, which is DMT or pinoline. The pineal gland will still produce melatonin to regulate the sleep patterns, but it no longer secretes 5-meo DMT or pinoline. And DMT is tryptophan. Therefore, those who have uncalcified pineal glands may release DMT through Tantra Kriya Yoga, heavy meditation, breathing exercises, and etc. During a natural death experience, the pineal gland will release the last of its 5-meo DMT and DMT along with the pinoline, once again flooding the brain with these two chemicals. All right, so this is also what gives us the ability in order to, I guess you would say, ascend at the point of death. These chemicals are only produced most of the time is when we are born and then when we pass form. The reason why the monks, whether it's the Buddhist monks, the Taoist monks, the Tantra monks, the Shaolin monks, the yogi practitioners, the reason why all of them meditate so much is because they're trying to release DMT and pinoline naturally in the body instead of just waiting until death and and birth. It normally cuts off around 7, all right, of age, around that time period. The pineal gland begins to start getting atrophied and calcified, and then the pituitary gland takes over and produces the person's personality, all right, at that particular time period. All right, so what we find out is that what helps with the production of the pineal gland, and I'll show you, let me see. We have certain meditation techniques, particular sounds. The though sound, THOH, helps with calcify the pineal gland. The though sound, all right? Decalcify the pineal gland and get the pineal gland back resonating in order to help produce DMT and pinoline. Let me see here. Let me see. I don't know how this thing is sideways. Okay, there we go.
Oh, sick. It's not a sin.
Yeah, let me see. No, why it's not showing the rest of my slides?
So old people were just telling us to. I've been listening to the story all along.
Yeah. Well, that was done purposely to, to keep us, what I'm saying, keep us innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all told to keep us innocent.
But it makes more sense the way you were saying.
Yeah, well, sex is marriage.
Forbidden food.
Yeah.
So Adam was not supposed to have
Right. Not at that time period, obviously.
So Adam with the snake, I got you. So you're not supposed to, okay, I got it now. I got it now. And then, I really thought it was a boy.
A real snake.
Well, they told us that. The apple on the tree, they took the picture on it. They made it look like the snake was talking to you like the devil.
Those metaphors.
Huh?
The devil was his lower nature. That was the devil.
But
His lower self.
the way them older people did it, they didn't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got older. Then we used to say the snake in between, and then they were really laughing. But okay, that makes sense. Yeah, now. But was it God's thing or was it a person's thing?
Well, remember the story is supposed to be written by Moses, but how would Moses know
what happened in the beginning?
If he was born 2,000 years later after Adam and Eve? So he took. So it is said he wrote the 5 books of Moses, which would have been the first 5 books. It's called the Pentateuch or the Tanakh. So he wrote those first 5 books, and then he ain't even finished writing the 5th book himself because he died.
Right. Somebody else wrote it.
Right. So I mean, you got to look at what they was talking about, what they was trying to convey through the story. These were sometimes metaphors and esoteric. Well, I mean, those are collective stories in which that you find in Samaria, in Egypt. So these were some of the stories that was around during that time period.
So basically, he listened and took down and wrote what he heard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we come to find out that Moses actually was Akhenaten. Even Sigmund Freud wrote a book referring to Moses as Akhenaten, and then later on there was another book of a guy who actually lives here. His name is Mustafa.
And plus, just like someone said, plus the white man taught the slave what they want them to know.
Right.
And
Right.
that be this what you call discipline obedience.
Yeah, to be obedient.
Yeah, to do what they say.
Right.
And they teach you what.
Right. You know you get an old Nintendo joint on, yo.
Oh yeah, you know how to throw back. Throw back.
It makes sense though.
Mm-hmm. This brother right here speak fluent Hebrew.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So he knows exactly what we're talking about when they're using the metaphors in the whole scriptures. Yeah.
We're gonna go into it. Hopefully I'll do a health class.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Genesis, boy,
yeah. It's a work.
My godmama used to tell me that the Bible is a storyteller.
Right, it is.
That's right. Now that's one thing that's a fact.
Yeah, she told me to read it. She said it's really a storyteller.
Right.
So I did. I think what got me when they said the daughter got the father drunk.
Oh yeah, Lot and his daughters.
Yeah,
his 2
they
daughters,
have a
and they had
purified blood.
had children. Right.
So that they had
Lot's
sex
children.
with the father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they believed that they was the only ones left after Sodom and Gomorrah. And yeah, that's the storyline.
Yeah, and the father said no. They got him drunk, and then
Right.
I said, "Oh, there you go again."
Yeah.
And then, but then now you got people that believe that the purified blood you need to have sex within your family and your children.
Right. That's it. Yeah. They justify that by using those passages.
Yeah, and that's what people were saying. The recycle continue. And then the alcohol, the drunk. They say you're not supposed to drink, so much alcohol.
Right. Well, because they're called spirits.
Right.
Alcohol is called spirits, and the reason why, because you open yourself up to spirits when you drink it.
Right.
And those spirits are not always positive, that's for sure. Most of the time, those are negative spirits that you open yourself up to.
They come out.
Yeah.
And then that's what it said, drunk is nothing but a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Everything came up in there. My husband used to hate that. He used to hate that.
You go straight to the Bible and tell them some things.
Yeah, because I got that from my godmama.
Right.
So she was a believer. But they used to call her a voodoo woman. I used to say, no, she's not a voodoo.
They call everybody a voodoo. Anything outside of just going to church every Sunday, everything is voodoo. Me speaking Arabic, or this brother speaking Arabic, or Hebrew, or Metronetia, or what? But that's voodoo. Everything to them is voodoo. Right. You lighting the incense, but yet the incense is in the Bible. You lighting candles, but the candles is in the Bible. You talking about stones, and the stones are in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the Bible, as a matter of fact, in the Old Testament, from the Leviticus of the priests wearing the 12 emeralds and jewels to the book of Revelation. So it's from Leviticus to Revelations about the jewels and the emeralds.
Right.
And the different gemstones.
Right.
That's voodoo. So everything to them is voodoo.
I have a young man, and he's really into it, and he was telling me, he has an Aztec picture on there. He had crystal. He know more than that too, but then he does the candle and he does that. He said, "You got him too." I said, "Yeah, I got him." He said, "I didn't know you do it." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But people call me the voodoo one."
Yeah. Any and everybody's voodoo.
Yeah. And my godmom.
To them, shoot, if they heard me chanting Nam Yo Hoden Gekyo, which is the Buddhist chant, that's voodoo.
That's no.
Everything is voodoo. I mean, everything.
Everything is voodoo.
Everything is voodoo.
So basically, they getting brain.
You get organic food. That's voodoo.
That's voodoo.
To them.
So that's me.
That's why they said you're strange.
Yeah, they did.
You doing things out the norm. You getting organic food, vegan food. What's going on with you? That's voodoo.
But they be wondering why.
Everything is voodoo. I'm telling you, everything is voodoo.
They be wondering how I could dance again. How you could do that? I said I told you what to do, but y'all don't want to listen.
Right.
So I'm not telling y'all no more. I already told them.
Yeah.
But they can't believe that I can dance. My cousin said, "You can dance a long time now."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Yeah."
I'm getting my health back. I'm good now, yo.
Yeah. And I can go out again.
Mm-hmm.
Before, no,
because you're too tired.
Too tired and cramping up.
Right.
I had cramped like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If I did something that day, I wipe out, but I'm fine now. I can stay up at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still good.
See?
And what I love about it is that I can dance a long time.
Right.
But like you said, that's what we used to do.
Right.
We should not be stopping that.
Uh-oh. See, now you can have a good health, Cassandra. That's voodoo.
And you're right, because I do candles, like you said. Candle.
Right. But see, these are nothing but tools to keep your mind positive. That's all. That's all the Bible was talking about, utilizing things in order to keep your mind positive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they had the rituals in the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? That was a way of keeping your mind positive and keeping the people mind positive so that they can move as a unit.
Away.
Right, and run spirit negatives. Right, remember they had the ceremony in the Old Testament that they would actually, every year, they would bring in a goat. And that goat would become Azazel, which is the goat, this is where they get scapegoat, the term scapegoat from. And the priest would channel all the negative energy of the village or the tribe into the goat and then send the goat off into the wilderness.
Wow.
That was one of the rituals. But nowadays, that's voodoo. That's in your Bible. I ain't never read that in my Bible. I know because you went by the Bible. You went right by that part. You know, but now that's voodoo. Everything is voodoo now.
Yes, that's true. I hear that all the time. That's why I don't do the blessed oil.
Blessing oil. That's voodoo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the blessing oil is voodoo now too. Exactly. But
yeah,
you can watch Peter Popoff, and he'll do it. Take it, swing on your head, tap you on your head, and you fall all out.
Yeah.
That's not voodoo. That's not voodoo.
But they believe it though.
Yeah.
Remember that one time there was a white man used to do the healing. I don't know what he called him. He was healing now. He was a quack.
See what's his name? It wasn't Peter
I don't know
Popoff,
what
right?
his name. He didn't heal me. I know that.
Oh.
He told me I could heal. I told
You probably can't heal. You can heal. He can't. That's why he told you can do it.
Yeah, well, them old people believed it. They gave him a lot of money.
And that was right here?
I don't know where he at. It was a long time ago. I don't see that man no more.
Oh, I know.
But he probably dead now.
Yeah, he probably is.
But he used to put the hand on things and heal.
Okay.
And folk was just giving him money.
Giving money left and right, huh?
Okay. They were making that money left and right.
Right.
And then they swear for God they got healed.
Okay.
Then my father said, Mama, that man for father. But my grandma swear for God, he healed me. And I said, Grandma, I'm still there for me. I said, Grandma, please give my hearing aid back. She would not give it back. You can hear. I said, Grandma, I'm still deaf. I can say. But you heard him. I said, Grandma, hear that speaker so loud. I don't think anybody can hear him. Man, you know I'm telling the truth. The speaker.
The speaker, yeah.
Boom.
Right.
Vibration.
Right.
It's like you can feel it.
You can feel it, right?
Yeah. And there people can feel it.
Mm.
But when that goes,
Right.
they ain't there no more.
Right.
That's why I try to tell my grandma. But you know, my father said, Mama, give my hearing aid back. Well, you know, that's big. Those preachers take, to me, some of these preachers are fucked up.
Right, that's true.
Too many preachers are claiming to be the prophet. That's what I don't like about this church now.
Right.
So many church, so many prophets.
Right.
So how you know which one's the real one?
The ones that don't ask for no money. And the ones who actually do the work.
Well, what church is that?
I don't know. That's what we try to do here. That's why classes are free.
Well, ain't none free. And see, and I don't like some of the ministers because some of the ministers don't always speak to you. And like you said, I think they speak to the one that give them the money.
Oh yeah, you got to talk to them.
Make them feel special.
Yeah.
They make them feel special.
Yeah, so they can give some more.
Then when I got healed with the cancer, he tried to take the
credit for it.
Yeah, that he cured me.
He cured you.
Yeah. No. He did not.
He didn't?
No, not to my opinion. No, he did not. You know, I think of my godmama.
Okay.
By her faith. Her faith was so strong.
Okay, there you go.
And then, you know, she put in the horror, but she actually said it's all in the mind. I looked at her and said, the mind. I ain't never heard of that one before.
So,
I
okay, she
said,
told you
no,
right.
the mind, she said, if you think it, you got it. Your body claimed it.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. Huh?
Well,
You got a question?
No. Sorry.
What? Oh. Yeah, but that's true though. The mind, Bruce Lipton, he does epigenetics, and he says that 1/3 of your healing comes by way of what your beliefs are, what you think. Yeah. It's called a placebo effect. Remember, they gave a study of giving like 100 people sugar pills and told them that this was actually pills in which that can heal them. And they healed themselves mentally from the condition off of sugar pills. There's about 30 out of that 100, about 30 of them or so healed themselves.
that's why I tell people don't claim it. You know, when
Right.
she went in there, she said, "You don't have no cancer. You don't claim it.
Don't
you
claim
ain't
it.
got it."
Right.
You know, and I said, "I don't have cancer. I'm not claiming it." You know.
Exactly.
But anyway,
And that's how you heal yourself. Exactly.
yeah,
That's the
they
first
can't
thing they
believe
should
it.
tell
That
people.
they
That's the first
combine
They
the cancer.
diagnose again. That's the first thing to tell people.
Right.
Instead of saying they're giving this energy like as if, okay,
Right.
well, we're about to die. We just got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So
Bingo.
that depressive energy,
Right.
push your spirit up, push your mind up, the healing process.
Right. The
So,
first tool of healing is your mind. Because your mind, because everything is mental.
Yeah.
That's all this is. This is a mental apparent reality that we in.
yes, sir.
Before this chair existed, what was this chair at? It was in the mind of the person who created it. Before those glasses that you had on your face, where'd that come from? It was in the mind of the person who made them glasses. The clothes that you have on, the shoes that you have on. All of this was in the mind of the people who produced these things into existence. It came from where? It came from the mind.
The mind.
The mind. The mind is, this is where it says where God created man in his image and after his likeness. What do you use as images and likenesses?
So God created
Your
the
mind
image.
is the thing that produces images and likenesses.
So that's why when people are saying that people putting all the advertisement stuff to try to fool
Right.
your mind,
Subliminal
to the
suggestions.
image of what
Right.
you should look
Right.
like.
That's subliminal suggestions.
So it's skinny. So
Right.
in their mind, we're supposed to be skinny.
Right. 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 That's subliminal suggestion. Instead of just saying that you need to be healthy.
Right. But
Right.
skinny don't always be
Skinny
healthy.
don't means healthy. Exactly. You see plenty of crackheads, you know, they skinny, but they definitely ain't healthy.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the image. So it makes sense because she did the same thing. Because when they said I was cured, they couldn't find the cancer the second time around.
Right.
They said it disappeared.
Right. Of course it disappeared.
Because she told me
Right.
that do
Right.
not claim it.
Exactly.
You don't have cancer.
You got it.
Because she said that's what happened to her.
Right.
She said they couldn't find her cancer in her breath. She didn't claim it. She went in by herself and they couldn't find it. She came on home. They said, yeah, what happened? She said, I don't have it. And she never got it back. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. My
Exactly.
grandma was a smart one. Okay.
Yeah. That's voodoo.
That voodoo, what?
Yeah, because the word voodoo just simply means spirit.
Yeah, because they used to piss
And the
me
word
off. I
spirit
used to say
is
she is
right.
not a voodoo woman. They used to say, yes, she is. I said, well,
Exactly.
that's
Well, if that's
your
voodoo,
belief.
then I'm getting some of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's voodoo, I'm getting some of that.
Yeah.
I'm getting some of that voodoo.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
what I told her. I said, well,
Mhm.
but she was very powerful because she did not claim it.
Right.
She used to say, don't claim it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Even when she was a diabetic, you know what she used to say? Oh,
Right.
that's what they said.
Right.
She didn't worry. She lived 97 years old.
Yeah.
She took the insulin.
My wife, step grandmother, she lived to be 99 and
Yeah.
had diabetes.
Yeah. But
And,
she
then, and,
never
then-
worked.
and the damn doctor would come by like once a month to see how the hell is this possible. They're writing reports and shit on her. They writing reports on like, hi, she got she doing this. And she eating that old folk shit
Right.
too, you know, old people
And
stuff.
she never never lost a kidney.
No.
She never did none of that.
No.
So now, you know what I think would mess her up? I think what messed her up when she went to that hospital. I don't know what they did in that hospital in there, but she never been right.
Mm.
She never been right. And I
She
think,
still living?
huh?
She still living?
No, she dead
Oh,
now,
okay.
but she got worse when she came back from the hospital.
Yeah, she should have went that time.
Yeah, she got worse. You know, she didn't get better, but she knew she said it was time for her to go. She
Okay.
said
Okay.
she
knew it,
tired
She knew
and
it,
she ready to go, but she said that they're not. She didn't want to go back to the hospital. She said they're not helping me. They're making me worse. She knew that, and she said she was not going to waste her time because they were ready to get rid of her.
Right.
And I believe that. I believe that. Doctor look like my grandma. Doctors already like, so it seems that they feel like you too old, they better write you off.
Right, they do. Especially in your 90s.
Yeah, because they ready to get rid of you. It's like they ain't nothing.
You don't live the long life.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed that when they did with her, the same thing, you know. I think that she would have been fine if she hadn't been going to Dr. Kenny. I can't stand Dr. Kenny.
Where you at? You over near Mariah,
You know,
Mariah Perry?
Huh?
You over near Mariah Perry?
Who, Dr. Kenny?
Yeah.
You know Dr. Kenny with the office over there where the water plate used to be?
Oh, no, I ain't never been over there.
You have, what's the old man's name? Dr. Green?
No.
Dr. Green was first. He's that office. And then Dr. Kenny took over.
Okay.
Them old people go over there.
You know,
I can't stand that crap.
I seen people going over there.
I don't like over there. I don't go over there.
I don't go to them.
Don't fool with me.
I come to my kitchen.
Hmm?
I come to my kitchen. I do.
You go to your kitchen.
Yeah.
That's your healing.
Voodoo.
Yeah. Yeah. The kitchen is the healing because that's why my girlfriend Merlin used to call me every day and say,
I got my roots in it.
Cassandra, eat your veggies, eat your veggies, eat vegetables, eat fruit. That's all she kept telling me every day on the phone. Did you eat? Did you eat your veggies? Eat your fruit?
Yeah.
To build your blood up.
Right.
Don't take no blood transfusion.
Exactly. She told you right.
Yeah,
I'm glad you listened.
She called every day.
There you go. You needed that encouragement. That was perfect. She told you right.
I didn't get no blood transfusion.
Right?
Everybody who I knew took treatment did.
Exactly. Because they got them damn blood transfusions.
They did.
I know.
You right. They did.
That's
all did.
How you gonna damn function with
Ain't
somebody
none of
else's
them
blood in your
did.
damn system?
Even with the girl, her hair was black.
Yeah, black, purple, all dark, yeah.
My nail didn't get black.
No. No need to.
Oh, she was black. She didn't live even. She did.
And I bet they done wrote some articles on you too. She don't know that's a survivor. You need to find out what the hell she do for them. Oh, she didn't never take the treatment. She didn't. Okay, what else did we find?
Well, I did. I did take the first treatment.
Okay, well you took the treatment. Oh, but hold up. She didn't take the blood transfusion. Okay, she didn't take the blood transfusion. Maybe that's what it was. I think that's probably what it was.
So that's why UNC wants to keep keep an eye on me.
Yes, they keeping a dossier on you for sure.
And that's why them doctors been fascinated. Even the 4 or 5 doctors
yes,
came over in the room to look at me.
Come and line you up and say,
yeah,
this is a surviving nickel. How she did that?
That's what.
Voodoo.
I wonder why all them doctors come in there. I said 4 or 5 doctors come in there looking at me. And he said, what is it? I said, they can't believe that I'm doing so well.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I need to be careful then. So that's when they want me to have more tests and stuff to see what's going on with my body.
Right. They want to know how you.
And that explains why that white girl was fascinated by me last year. She said, you're not this, you're not that, you're not this. Wow. And you what, 50? I'm still here 51. Wow.
Yeah, you ain't.
And she was white.
Exactly. White, you ain't no medication. You ain't got no high blood pressure. You ain't got no diabetes. You ain't taking metformin. You ain't taking insulin. You ain't doing none of that. No.
Yeah,
you ain't got no high cholesterol. You ain't got nothing.
Yeah, they act like it's shocking. actually, I'm overweight too. They was more fascinated. They
Oh
like,
yeah, I know they were. They're like, oh, how the hell she did that?
yeah.
You don't put enough poison in the damn food now, so she cannot shoot. For her not to be able to be doing like that now.
That's right. Okay, I got it. Because you know when I had cancer, the man did not want me to take a lot of medicine. He told me they got rid of him. Because like you said, he got off work, he came to me and wrote everything what I need to do and what I need to do and understand it. He would not give me a lot of medicine. He said, I'm not going to give you all the medicine. But they got rid of him. And I requested him.
Yeah, they got rid of him because they found out. You know, they found
He was
out.
a good doctor.
Yeah.
He was a caring doctor. Yeah, he helped me. He didn't, you know. So the good doctor, they get rid of him. Because they're not making no money.
Because they get paid through the prescriptions. The pharmacies, which is called pharmacopoeia, which means sorcerers.
Right.
These sorcerers pay the doctors in the hospital certain advancements and certain funds. You know, the doctor make a damn commission off the prescription.
So he wouldn't do that.
Bingo.
He wouldn't do that.
No, because he cared about you.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that explained when he gave me the medicine, he said, this is all they supposed to give me. He said, make sure you read the bag they give you. You know, I'm not trying to give me something else. When me and her went World War II, I told her, get away from me.
Yeah.
And she gonna tell me it ain't mine.
I'm glad you listen to people.
Think I know it's mine.
I'm glad you listen to people.
Because I mean, shoot, after I heard some story, what happens to some people get burned. I mean, they lost all their teeth. I was like, oh my God. And then I
lost all their hair, teeth, and nails. Shoot, every damn thing falling off.
I was shocked. But what shocked me even more is the nurse. And I guess, like you said, they could get paid for the commission. And stuff.
And that's just like the judges. The judges get paid like commission. You know what I'm saying? For how many people, Negroes, they put in jail. Yeah, all this is a game. This is a game.
Thing when they say Social Security, they get paid by getting all these people turned down getting the commission for that.
Bingo. You got it. All of this is about making that money.
Dang. That's bad.
Bonuses. They get bonuses. How many prescriptions? Yeah, everybody get the bonuses. That's what this is about. This is called this is capitalism at its worst.
Yeah, but it's so wrong. I mean, this is so wrong. I mean, I now understand why he was so funny about them putting me to sleep.
Right.
And the reason, but
what are they trying to put you to sleep for?
Right.
Huh?
What are they trying to put you to sleep for?
Oh, because I guess that they ought to do better. I find out, like you said, he cared more, but he knew about me. He'd never let them put them to sleep.
I'm glad, because what
he
was the purpose of that?
Always awake. I didn't know you were supposed to be awake for the years, but he said, yeah, but he always kept me awake. He wouldn't let me. But when I had that surgery for that metal plate for my cochlear implant, they had to put me to sleep, but I didn't do well.
Oh, okay. So he knew about that then. And that's that's probably why he said don't put her to sleep then.
I don't know. I don't know all I know he said that you only do it when you nurture story. You have to be alive.
But he had to know that you had some type of previous condition, you know, because that's normally what they do. That's why they like looking at your previous medical records so they can know.
Well, he did a bone marrow. He did a bone marrow. Oh, that's the worst pain in the world.
Because they got to screw that thing on into your bones.
That was horrible.
Yeah, I know.
I broke down.
Hell yeah.
I ain't getting no medicine.
You should have.
I cried. It shocked me.
I'm sure.
After that, I don't know. It just shocked.
I would have took 2 handfuls of damn valerian root.
That was a pain I never had before. That's why I tell people.
And chug it down with some water. 2 handfuls of valerian root. I would have took 2 or 3 handfuls of valerian root.
You can do that.
Hell yeah. That's what I said.
Had told me
That's what I said. My kitchen
So you can take it before you get there.
I would took it before and after.
I wish I had.
But that's a lot of pain.
Yes, I
Yeah.
suffer that pain. I think my world just went away.
Mm.
I ain't never been so much pain. When people think pain, oh, shit.
Mm.
You don't know what pain. I'll have 25 babies before I go through this stuff.
Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll have 25 babies.
Wow.
That was unbelievable pain. Cancer. I don't even know how you get pain from cancer. I don't know if they gave it to us.
It's just damaged cells. That's all cancer is damaged cells.
But it was
You got
so
healthy
much
cells and
pain.
you got damaged cells.
Well, did the chemo actually help us or not?
No.
So I took chemo for nothing.
No.
What about the radiation?
What about it?
Don't tell me I'm taking them heat for nothing too.
You know you can heal yourself with
They burn
with
lights. They burn my skin.
you know you can use CMOS and cure yourself from any of that, right? CMOS, bladderwrack, burdock. Those 3 herbs together can heal cancer.
Well, I
Damn
wish I had
cells.
known that before I did all that 3 treatment. I had the surgery, the chemo, the radiation.
Right. So you had all 3 of them.
Yeah, I had all 3 of them. Then they claimed the cancer came back with more aggressive.
Mm. And what you do that time?
And I ain't do anything. I thought I was going to die. My godmama said, no, you ain't. We're not claiming that.
And then you just stopped it.
It gone.
Exactly. Your mind told you this time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because I didn't
that's
have
the
nobody
first-
that
That's
actually
the
talked
first
to me.
tool, right? That's the first tool. That's the first tool of healing is getting your mind right.
Get your mind right.
Right. The second is getting your emotions right.
Right. And that's why I don't claim them.
Right.
Okay. That's what she always said. Do not claim it.
Right. Right.
No.
Right.
I got my mind.
Your mind, look, your mind uses your brain as a mediator to keep your body healthy. So if your mind is telling your brain that you're healthy, then the rest of your cells will have to fall into line and into place.
Okay. Okay. So the mind is the most.
Because the cells are miniature brains.
Okay. Now, what about the Alzheimer? People are getting dementia.
That's aluminum. That comes from all that aluminum that they've been putting on the arms for daggone 40, 50, 60 years.
The deodorant.
Deodorant, aluminum. That's aluminum deposited in the brain. So that causes Alzheimer's, senility, what's the other one?
Now they
Not
got it
Alzheimer's,
now.
right.
If they got it now, can it be cured or
Yeah,
too
you
late?
you can get cured. You can cure. You have to do golden seal, or the blood cleanser to get rid of heavy metals. So golden seal, burdock, red clover, chaparral,
Red clover,
garlic,
all the healthy stuff.
black walnut, cloves, wormwood, all of those can, whatever combinations you want to use them in, all of that get rid of heavy toxins and poisons in the blood.
So we can heal our mind.
Yes.
If I can only get my father to let me do it, but he's so
How old is he?
shit. He ain't gonna believe nothing I say because he's one of them old shit.
He knew your godmother, didn't he?
Hmm?
He knew your godmother, didn't he?
No. No, he no,
Okay.
he won't that now.
Okay.
No, he ain't believe her. No,
That's voodoo.
no, far that her, he didn't ever get close to her, nothing like that.
Okay.
See, they were my cousin's grandmother, and he told me to go there.
Okay.
He told me go see his grandma. She took me out on this there, and she wanted me to continue the cycle. She said that we gotta help our people and put the hand on them.
Right.
And like you were saying, the healing.
Right. The healing. Right.
Yeah. So I done it, but I found out some people are funny.
Right.
So like you said, some people start thinking you're doing hooch, doing voodoo.
Right. Right.
So I don't do it to everybody.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you know, but I'm like, if it's helping you and it's healing you. My cousin called me with her little boy. He had a fever. I went to the hospital. I told her little boy was fine. He had to pee. I said, for what? They needed urine for what? They had a fever. What do they need a urine for?
Right.
That didn't make no sense.
You know, every time something happens, you got to pee. Every time. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get a checkup for high blood pressure, you got to pee. If you're going to get diabetes treatment, you got to pee. They want you to, you know, for everything. High blood pressure, diabetes,
They can do that with the blood.
fever, they need to pee.
Well, you know, I told her the little boy was fine. See, he had a fever from teething. And I asked her to give him something. She said, no. I said, you know, he's in pain. So the body is talking. And she was like, well, I thought it would go away. I said, if you was in pain and your mom, like, when you want to get rid of the pain, she thought, well, I said, I did. It's just like us. You need something. I said, you give him life? No. I don't know if young people are just crazy or what. They don't believe that. What happened to the ice and ring, teeth and ring we used to give them?
You're right. They used to have the teeth and ring. You're right. You don't even have all of that anymore.
Yeah.
Like that.
They go there and get some little gel. Now, remember when you were bleeding, what they do? Put sugar on there to stop bleeding. It worked, but
It's an anesthesia.
Yeah.
It's like an anesthesia.
the sugar, it
That's
worked.
why they don't give, instead of giving the kids like anesthesia, they'll give them sugar water. Do something that's gonna cause pain. Just give some sugar.
Even at the dentist, they get on that little it's like a sweet anesthesia, and they just rub the gums with it, and it makes the gum numb so they can do what they need to do with the
So
teeth.
sugar water, that's what they use.
A lot of times, I mean, not everybody's different, but like even with my son, it's like, okay, we're gonna give you something for the pain. Doctor they told me it's just sugar.
Sugar
That's all it really. You look at the ingredients, just water and sugar.
That's
They
it.
say sucrose. Sucralose.
So, because I remember back, the old people used to do that. They used to get up the mouth. We were fine. Yeah. So,
Yeah, a lot of stuff that the old folks talked about, like I said, we need to incorporate it back using, once again, like we said, the turpentine, the cod liver oil,
yeah.
the castor oil, the
Peroxide.
and the iodine and the
hazel.
peroxide. We need
Taste them.
right.
Because I use that for my face.
Even our form of Vicks rub. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own form of Vicks rub. You don't got to use petroleum jelly. You can use black castor oil. You know what I'm saying? And mix it with some eucalyptus and some peppermint. And do the same thing and rub it on the chest, just like Vicks rub that we used to use. Yeah, and just use something natural. Right.
I remember as a kid, that stuff.
Where that work? Yeah, that stuff work, yo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All that old stuff used to work, but they destroyed it and they tampered with the formulas. You know what I'm saying? And I remember somebody came in here last week and they were talking about the 666 syrup joint. That cough syrup that people, all the old folks used to use back in the days.
Yeah, 666.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, but that's voodoo. That's voodoo.
No, but that worked.
666. That's voodoo. And it was on the bottle too.
That's a bad. I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
666 is the Bible belt.
All the people and old folks used to use that joint. That was cold medicine. That was syrup, cough syrup.
Yeah,
they use that. That was
no
666.
more.
No, they don't sell it no more. And like you said, one of these little itty bitty stores. You can get it from offline though. But 666. Yeah, go to Google and put in peas and put in 666 cough syrup. Yeah.
Okay. Man, this is Now,
Mhm.
here I am. Oh boy.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. All this old stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, that 666 card used to knock that coal out you.
Okay, is there any specific reason why you want to stay?
But it's voodoo. 666, that's
You heard
voodoo.
it too. You heard it too.
Yeah.
No.
I remember taking it when I was
So,
little.
if
I'm
They
like,
got
666.
all the different names except 666.
Oh, they do, huh?
You know what you call it? What they doing that?
You put 666 corn syrup?
Drug man.
Yeah, drug.
Yeah, they used to do it, but they don't carry a whole lot of old stuff like this.
Oh, no.
They used to.
They getting rid of all the old stuff. Yeah, they get rid of that because that's the stuff that works.
What top of that, the doctors are saying that they don't work. I know the doctor now telling them the new generation different stuff.
Right.
Then now the new generation are doing it, you know, way different.
You know, that would be something that I had to
So
find out.
now breast milk, no, it's more healthy. Your child won't get sick with that.
Right, that's true.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
but I tell you this, I didn't breastfeed mine. Mine didn't get sick that much now. My boy, two of my boys were behind them shot. That probably why they didn't have that much trouble because I didn't give them that shot on time, all that stuff.
That was good.
Yeah. Only reason I had to get the shot to the school.
Yep, school. Yep.
And the school required for them
The
throwing
shots,
their
yeah.
shot. Right.
Yeah. But see, that's when you need a vaccine exemption form.
Okay.
And every state, you can use a vaccine exemption form. California is trying to outlaw the use of vaccines. They make vaccines mandatory. I think they tried that last year before last, to make
I
vaccines
thought that was the
mandatory.
requirement for them to go to school for.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's not.
No. Not if you have a vaccine exemption form, it's not. And the vaccine exemption form would make it, if for religious reasons, New York just outlawed it for the religious reasons recently. But you still got your cultural reasons, your political reasons that you don't have to have. And plus,
because they made it seem like
law
before
reasons.
they can get into that school, they gotta get that shot.
There's statutes, legalities, legal information that states it specifically.
Okay, because
Yeah, you don't have,
I know
you don't
I
have to
was
have these
behind.
shots.
They would say, why your child behind?
Mm.
I'm in the
Yeah, you
Well,
don't have
probably
to-
will.
you don't have
Because
to-
they ain't never gonna doctor too much.
Yeah, you ain't have no shots. Not if you got a vaccine exemption form, and then you just go get it notarized by the notary, and then take it to them, and they be like, "Oh, okay."
I'll go on and take a look at it.
Yeah, but if you don't know, then they'll try to bully you like they did. You know,
Yeah,
like
with
they
the
did to
school
you.
system,
Yeah, the
man,
school
was
system do that.
mandatory, you know.
No, it's
That's the
not
only reason
mandatory.
They got them shot.
No, it ain't never mandatory. They lying.
That's mandatory. Now the chicken pox. Now that's curiosity.
Notice that children.
chicken pox.
Notice that children don't get chicken pox no more.
No, how is that?
Because they shoot them up with chicken pox vaccines when they get out the womb. As soon as they come out the womb, they shoot them up with like 21, 22 different vaccines. That's why they take the child off, and then you don't see the child till hours later. They giving that child every damn shot under the sun.
I think my oldest one, he thought they have a chicken pox, but it's not.
When it was
Then I said, what? It doesn't make sense.
what I would have.
Then somebody said, Cassandra, you never gave that boy the chicken pox. I said, I don't know what. I don't know what I gave him that, but I didn't give it to him.
That's what's telling.
Then I don't know. It was so much mess about that shot stuff. I don't know what.
So let me ask a question.
So many.
You know, cancer is like one of the biggest things it's still studying.
Right.
So what do you, in your research, what do you classify cancer as?
Damn cells.
A fungus, a virus, or
A fungus.
fungus? What fungus?
Mhm. Yeah, it's a fungus. That's why people who have diabetes are more susceptible to getting cancer, because it's a fungus.
It's a fungus.
Yeah, it's a fungus. Sugar fungus. But it comes from sugar, which is not natural. You know, GMO sugar. You know what I'm saying? Right. Sucrose. You know what I'm saying? That's not natural. Fructose is natural.
Like I said.
You know what I'm saying? The sucrose sugar is unnatural nowadays. It's GMO. You know what I'm saying? Processed sugar is GMO. So if your diet consists of 70 to 80% of sucrose, or you know what I'm saying, and it's not organic and it's GMO sugar, and it's damn near in every product, then you're gonna have some issues. You produce a fungus. You know what I'm saying? But if you eating organic, fruit, and it produces fructose, then you won't get no diabetes because your body can handle natural fruits.
The body can.
Right, you can handle natural fruits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because the natural fruits have the fiber.
They got no sickness.
Yeah.
And they never been well fed. But my boy, they got no problem, no diabetes, no sugar, no nothing, no blood pressure. But my baby boy, he got blood pressure because he was stressed out. And I told him he's stressed and he negative energy.
Right.
Drama, the girlfriend, family, attorney, don't claim it.
Right.
They out that drama mess. They out that negative. I see some people feel negative spirit. I had to cut out some negative friends. Because every time I talk to them, I felt more negative and more negative spirit was coming into me. So I said, I got to cut you loose. I didn't need that. So sometimes people can make you sick. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Stress is stored in the brain. Fear is stored in the kidneys. So that means it's gonna strike you. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the weakness is, that chemical response find an organ and enlarges there. Anger is stored in the liver. Depression is stored in the lungs. Hatred is stored in the heart.
Okay.
Rejection is stored in the genitals. So it has locations, chemical responses. Organs store these chemical responses, and it weakens those particular organs if you don't remove that negative energy, by the power of sound, or with herbs, or with something, moving such as qigong or tai chi, something you have to do in order to help remove that negative energy.
Right, and that's why I'm telling you, and they got stage that. Right, I get rid of negative people, all right. Real negative spirit, I ain't got time for it.
Yeah, exactly.
You allow drama, I told my son, I said, I know you love that girl, but I'm not getting involved with her family drama.
Yes.
Because they love negative.
Right.
And they try to feed off. I got you. So that's why my godmama told me to leave their girls alone, because they were nothing but negative spirit.
Right. Right there.
What? On me?
Oh.
You get it?
Probably not. That was a hard shot. That was a split shot, like in bowling.
I got you now. We are powerful people now.
Oh yeah. Because you mentally healed yourself the second time. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
She told you don't claim it, and you follow her advice. You said, I'm not claiming it. I'm healed.
Never claim it.
I'm healed.
Sure enough, I don't claim nothing. So doctor tell me, I said, She get mad because I don't do what she say. I told her I'm fine.
Right.
Well, I am. So she said, you don't come see me but once a year. I said, just be glad I come see you once a year.
That's because y'all tell us don't come but once a year. I mean, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? What am I supposed to do?
Well, but the insurance is funny, so I'm not wasting my money.
Exactly.
Yeah, now to me,
he's hot behind doctor
that's how
bills.
people get in debt.
You go to the doctor and they don't do nothing for you. They don't tell you what's wrong. They don't even diagnose. They don't even know how to diagnose you any longer.
Yeah, well, she diagnosed with the blood work and stuff. But then they take the guessing. That's why I told my cousin. She said, "What's wrong with me?" I told her I didn't know what's wrong with you. And she said, "I said you ain't gonna believe me no way, so I ain't gonna tell you nothing." So I already know her mind that doctor know everything. So I said, okay. But I told her I want cancer. But then she have to realize that it's all the mental thing. But cigarettes don't help. It's they putting all that chemical in that cigarette.
Yeah. It says like what? Over 400 chemicals in the cigarette?
Well, why are people still smoking?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what killed me. I can't believe anybody went and spent $7 for it.
What, for a cigarette back?
Yeah,
In New York, they're paying 15. 15 a pack.
$15. Oh Lord. I would never smoke it. My God, $15. Damn. That'll make me.
That's what they're trying to do, discourage people from buying it. That's why they raise it so high. But, you know, the
It ain't
addiction.
scamming.
It's an
I
addiction.
mean, my cousin buy them think it's $7. You crazy?
Shoot, I worked in the
don't know what.
convenience store and them jokes was stealing cigarettes.
Yeah.
Them jokes was stealing cigarettes working in the convenience store.
You can't steal it because they don't keep them out there. Keep them behind the counter now.
Yeah, but they'll get them down from. They'll be like, yeah, I want to buy a pack of this and this and this, and then you know if you put it on the counter, you turn around and go get another pack. They'll run out with that pack.
Dang. I don't understand, but you know, cigarette kill a lot of people. Could have killed people who were smoking cancer. I know the cigarette really do cause cancer and
Yeah.
a whole lot of health.
Yeah. Well, hell, the tobacco industry said it causes that. That's why all the tobacco corporations now getting into marijuana. Phillips, that you
Now
know,
marijuana.
yeah, Reynolds, all of these former tobacco companies are now getting into marijuana. Now, guess what? Soon, Walmart gonna be selling marijuana cigarettes.
Huh?
Yeah, Walmart is gonna be selling marijuana cigarettes.
Walmart.
Walmart is gonna be selling marijuana cigarettes soon. Yes.
Marijuana cigarette.
Yeah,
Well, it's not
because-
legal, right?
Not yet, but it will be because Philip and Reynolds and all of these former tobacco companies are now going to marijuana and they will be for sale.
So they're gonna be putting all the chemical in the marijuana.
Yeah.
So
The
that way,
marijuana is already GMO.
Yes,
There's no
already.
seeds.
Yes.
They don't even have any seeds in it any longer. It's already GMO.
What this stuff
so where you get the real one?
And they call that Reggie.
is. Right.
Reggie,
The real weed is
right.
Reggie.
The real
Exactly.
weed is Reggie. That's what they call it, Reggie. Yeah, and these fools who don't like Reggie no more, they say it don't do nothing for them. Don't get them
Yeah,
high, don't have
because
enough
that's
THC.
that's what the
Right.
young generation said.
Bingo.
I don't like that.
That's what that is.
Say it again now.
I don't like it.
Say them the crack babies.
The crack
Yeah,
baby.
but I don't like
From
that.
the 80s and the 90s.
To me, they're messing the brain.
I'm telling you. Dude from Egypt brought some, man. He's like, man, he said over there they all smoke it. It's good for an hour and a half, 2 hours. You're not supposed to try to get blazed out of your mind for all night and all day. The plant, you know, he said Allah didn't make it for that, you know, like. So yeah, like you said, this stuff they got out here, man, it's hybrids, man. It's sad, really sad, scary. Really is.
Yeah.
I mean, such a
Yeah,
powerful herb.
dude came to our house like about 4 years ago, and it was called GD47.
Mhm.
So it was a mix of Granddaddy Purple and AKA 47.
Mhm.
And they blended these two hybrids together to make GD47. So it was a daggone. This weed was a hybrid of two hybrid weeds already.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Then you
saying?
put it together.
Man, this thing almost caused everybody to be taken out off the planet Earth. This thing was so damn powerful. Made my heart stop, and it was in the cookie.
I believe.
I ate it. I didn't
Was it edible?
even nobody smoked it. It was in the cookie.
Oh,
In the
wow.
cookie.
And we ate a piece of cookie.
It got you right.
Piece of cookie. And that thing, look, to the next day, I was like, I told Elohi, I said, yo, you might have to do the Qigong, yo. Tai Chi. I can't do it, yo.
Wow. It messed you up.
Oh, he messed me up. Yeah. And my heart stopped. I had,
happened to me.
I had to tell my heart to start beating again. I'm like, hold up. I heard my stop. I'm listening.
Last
I heard
edible I took. That's exactly
I
right.
heard my heart stop. It said,
Wow.
it said,
That was
don't.
strong.
It did like this. Don't.
Yeah. For real.
And then when I heard that last don't, I was like, oh shit, hold up. You need to stop beating. What the hell? I'm like, what you need to beat?
It's much
Boom.
more. That's crazy. It's
Boom.
much more.
Boom. I like, oh, thank you. What the hell you doing?
No, but
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So my
Wow.
mom was like, it was like, oh, I need to stop there. I'm like, I ain't tell you to stop, goddamn.
yeah.
So I had to tell my heart that, no, what you doing? So it started back beating again. I said, thank you.
Wow.
And I told my wife, I said, yo, my heart just stopped off of this shit. I am not eating. I'm not eating no more of this shit. We need to get rid of this.
Wow.
Whatever this shit is, we need to get rid of it. Them other niggas who've been smoking from morning to the damn sunset, you know what I'm saying? And all night long, they over there eating and smoking and eating and smoking. I'm like, how in the hell can y'all do that? I mean, just eating and smoking, eating and smoking and smoking. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, my shit stopped off a daggone piece of cookie. This big.
Is it some gas? That's what they ask. Is it some gas? Is it some gas? That's not even a weed. They just want to know, is it gonna get you super high? That's the key word. So they'll just say, can I get some gas? Is it gas?
Yeah,
they don't even know what type of weed it is.
No,
Is it gas?
As long as it's loud.
As long as it's all loud.
Right,
You
loud.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they don't know what it is. I'm like, but what type of weed? What strain is it?
Yeah.
Girl Scout cookies? Is it Gorilla Glue? They don't know nothing. Around here, they don't know what they smoke.
I don't know
Sad.
what So what about the weed that DC and Maryland legal? Are they just bad too? Or Colorado?
It's supposed to be coming from it's supposed to be a chain of custody, but shoot, it's supposed to be a safe chain of custody because it is being regulated.
Yeah, it's being regulated, but I think it's GMO.
Yeah. The only ones I found that wasn't GM, I found an organic place in Cali, but again, I don't know what the seed is. You know, because like now they redefine it organic.
Yeah. Cause shoot, this brother bought it from Cali.
See what I'm saying?
And this is what almost dang on had everybody going like crazy up in that piece. One sister, she was like, I can't breathe. I'm like, oh shit. We thought we would have to damn call an ambulance. And we're like, what the hell? We thought we had to call the ambulance on this. We didn't know what the heck was going on.
Wow.
I can't breathe. I'm like, baby, son, look, everybody need to come out here and see what the heck going on. We were channeling, we were doing Reiki and Pranic energy healing. We were doing everything we can because we're like, oh Lord, what did you do? Hey, yeah, cookie. Oh shit. Everybody ate some of that damn cookie. And everybody was going. One sister was just zoned out. She was just sitting there like this all night and day.
Yeah, they do that. I did that Thanksgiving day.
Yeah, she was just
I think I was like this. I was spaced out.
Yeah, she was spaced out. She was just sitting there like this. And we come by and go like this.
Yeah.
Sis, you all right?
I was like, they said, don't do that no more. I said,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo.
I said, where you get that from? My son said, Mom, it's loud.
He said it's loud.
It's loud.
And they were like, what was
the first look, I knew something wasn't right with this shit back in the 90s, mid 90s. You know what I'm saying?
That's when it really
started
switching this.
That's when they started switching it. And the sister, now all this time, you know.
And now the young people are hooked on it.
Yeah, they hooked on it now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
My son's hooked on it.
I can't even do it. I can't even mess with it.
Just take the word out.
Yeah, I can't even mess with that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not smoking it, let alone eating it.
You know
I can't
what?
even mess with the damn eating.
You know, they might be mixing up with some cocaine for all we
Yeah.
know.
Like I said, I was like that all night and day.
Yeah, man.
All night and day. The next day, you know what I'm saying? I had to get out there eventually, like around 2 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
But it didn't release me until around 2 o'clock that next day.
Wow.
And this had to be from like around. This had to be like around maybe from 7 o'clock till 2 o'clock the next day, yo.
Wow.
I was high.
I believe you though.
Just from eating,
Just
eating a little bit of the
Because
cookie.
he ate it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think like that for a couple hours.
Yeah, you know, dude said it.
Dude
Dude said it was strong, but you know, that's why he said, yo, I'll buy you take a little piece. All right, take a little piece. You know what I'm saying? Man, good God Almighty.
Now, my father told me in Jamaica,
Okay.
he said they had seeds.
Yeah, that's Reggie. Yeah, that's Reggie. That's
You
why
know,
they call that regular. right? That's the regular or the cheaper.
Yeah, but you glad you can't bring that home.
I'm sorry, I can't smoke nothing. If I did have to smoke, it would have to be Reggie. It would have to be cheaper. Cheaper have a particular nice sweet aroma to it.
Okay.
It don't smell like this loud and all this.
Yeah, they stink.
Right. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
but now they got this K2 now.
What is that?
Oh, you know what K2 is synthetic weed.
No, I heard of it.
Yeah,
nah.
man. Got people around my way, man.
No.
Man, going crazy, losing their mind.
Yo, you know what that is, right?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's that zombie shit.
What?
Yeah, that's zombie. They plan on making people do all these
You
zombie
talking about
movies.
zombie fluid?
No, all these zombie movies that they got out, like Z Nation and Walking Dead and
Are you
Fear
trying?
of the
Are you
Walking
think
Dead.
they're doing that trying to make us
Yeah, this experiment. They get ready to see, what's going on.
So you really think that
Look, they done killed off almost 200 doctors.
they killed off 200?
200 medical doctors and scientists, and then over almost 100 naturopathic doctors. So almost 300 doctors, over 300 doctors have been killed since
Because they're trying to tell the truth.
since the 1990s. The first since 1995 until now. So for the last almost 25 years, they've been killed off. They killed off almost 300 doctors.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, they killed off almost 300 doctors and scientists, and these are all scientists who was working in the field of bacteria and viruses. And it can come up with cures for herbal cures and different things like that.
Yeah, because we should have been.
Because that's why I asked about cancer. Because the dude he was a doctor. He said, and he pretty much was like, it was groundbreaking. He proved that cancer was a fungus.
Right.
Maybe a few months later, he died.
Wow.
And he was like healing people from cancer because he understood now the nature of cancer.
Right.
That there was a fungus, and there was not one person that was coming to him with cancer that wasn't getting healed.
Right.
So we don't have cancer. We have fungus.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Cancer
Damaged
is a
cells.
fungus.
Right. Cancer is a
So
fungus.
we can get rid of fungus
By taking garlic, black cloves.
like garlic or clove.
Garlic, right? Wormwood.
So how you know you got
black-
fungus?
That's a good question. You know when something don't feel right with your body, you just don't feel right.
Okay.
That's why I love meditation, because you can feel your organs. You can actually
Well, I ain't
feel when
cancer.
something
I ain't
uncomfortable,
feel nothing.
kidneys or something. You can feel it a lot of times.
I didn't feel
Something with your
nothing.
body.
But they
right.
claim Dr. George leaked the cancer in my bloodstream when he removed it. They said he should never cut. But it grew. It was that big. It looked like an egg.
Wow.
And never bust open.
Wow.
They said it'll kill me.
Mm.
But they said, I had somebody up there watching over me. That's what they claimed. They thought they were fascinated about that.
I'm sure
But
they
you were
were.
right, because I think I fascinate Chapel Hill a lot.
Right.
So that explains, I always wonder. I can tell when they bring all these people here. I say, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Why I gotta be $5 or $6? Man, they wanted to see me.
You was a walking miracle.
I was walking there.
She done healed her damn self mentally. What the hell going on? Hold on, bring another damn doctor. So what the hell going on? How you doing today, Cassandra?
Yeah.
Look, we just, I just got my friends here, so they can get some advice and training and everything. And they over there writing stuff down that you were saying, weren't they?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They was writing it down. They was like, hold on.
But they did tell me processed food was bad for me.
Of course.
They wanted me to stay away from processed food. They wanted me to do this, do that.
And you did, and,
I did.
and that helped you.
They
And
told
that
me
helped
they
you.
broke it down. They said fast food is nothing but
fast food.
sodium, high sodium,
Right.
and blood pressure, and nothing good for you.
Right.
So I stopped. You
There you
know
go.
how hard it is to find somewhere to eat healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
And then now I find out fast food style ain't healthy for you either.
Mm-hmm.
So ain't nothing really pretty much healthy.
Yeah.
Behold.
Yeah. Now, McDonald's be ashamed of themselves still make it.
Yeah.
They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, they
You know,
do.
and I mean, I found out you drink this much sugar
Oh, it's dangerous.
and that much tea. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
And people are addicted to it.
Yeah, they
You
are.
eat that stuff every day.
Yeah.
And that
Every
makes your
day.
health wide work.
Yep, every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah. Every lunch, they up in there, ain't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not here. They have to be there.
And McDonald's be ashamed of themselves too, getting them children addicted to them food that all ain't good.
Mhm.
And a burger lasts. You know a burger ain't good.
Shoot. That daggone burger lasts 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some radioactive stuff.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
Well,
What
that
the
mean
name?
you know there ain't no hamburger, there ain't no meat. I don't know what they put in there.
They
put-
put science
they put-
behind it.
they put a lot
I
of-
don't know what it
Put a
is.
whole lot of preservatives in that joint.
Man.
That's what I know.
Yes, they are. And the potato now, French fries used to be good, but they ain't good no more.
Mm.
Now I don't know what they doing to the potato.
Oh, they add sugar to it to make it addictive.
Oh, let me tell you this. Check this out. So the fruit cocktails that they selling now,
Fruit cocktails.
you know how they have like a tray of fruits. They are now certain, probably some of them, because you know mangoes supposed to be sweet,
Right.
pineapples sweet. These companies now, Del Monte and stuff like that, are spraying the fruit
Right.
with sugar water
Sugar water, yeah.
and then putting it in the container so it can make sure it's sweet enough
Sweet enough.
to the taste of the body.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this world is crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Crazy. Because I'm like, I didn't, because we you know, we talking about being practical.
Right.
So we bought a fruit tray. I'll be honest with you, I never bought a fruit tray. I wanted to eat a mango, I bought a mango. So
Right.
from one time,
Right.
I don't eat a lot of sugary stuff. So when my body eats a lot of sugary stuff, it goes weird. It's like, yo, what's wrong with sugar? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So I ate the mango, and I'm like, what's going on? We did the research, man. Contacted somebody that worked at Del Monte. He's like, yeah, we sprayed it with sugar water. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we don't know the consistency of the mango, and we need to make sure the product is consistent. I'm like, dude, you hear what you did? Crazy. That is crazy. That is
So to
crazy.
make sure it's sweet.
They want to make sure it's sweet, consistently sweet.
Right.
So you
But
can't.
but
never
now
say-
you're mixing 2 sugars.
Yeah,
Because
processed
sugar-
and
Because processed sugar,
Right,
water sugar, that's sucrose.
right,
right.
And oftentimes that's GMO.
right.
Then you get chemically sprayed,
Yeah,
And
yeah,
corn.
you know, fruit now that has fructose sugar.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's
yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
So now everybody's doing it. Oh, what? You know, that old people used to do that. Old people used to put sugar.
Yeah, in their jams and stuff. In order to,
Yeah.
but they use it as like a preservative.
right.
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 Right. Cause I do remember that.
Mhm. I remember my grandma
Make
using
it
cloves. She used cloves and she used to put the cloves inside of the pears. If she jarred some pears, she would use cloves in there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she would put cloves in there, and the cloves would help to keep the worms and the bacteria, cut down the worms and bacteria and parasites and all of that.
Okay. Now what about cinnamon? I used to hear cinnamon supposed to be good for your sugar.
Yeah, cinnamon is. Yeah, cinnamon is. Yeah, cinnamon is.
Yeah, I used to hear people say, yeah, wait for some cinnamon.
Right.
I tell people, if you still eat cereal, just always put some cinnamon in it.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to put enough where it's going to change the taste. Just put enough.
Right.
Your body knows.
Right.
Well, I mean, cinnamon tastes good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Some
used to
people don't
eat
like it.
cinnamon on my toast.
Right.
Right.
So people don't do that no more, but it used to be good to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think about it, I haven't put no cinnamon in a long time. I used to put it in my applesauce.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's where it's good at. It's good in applesauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
applesauce.
yeah.
But then I had to get the
Organic
unsweetened
unsweet,
applesauce.
yeah. And you don't.
And applesauce, that's sweet.
Exactly. The unsweetened
Why you
applesauce
put
tastes
sugar in it?
I don't know why.
organic.
Right.
Unsweetened applesauce tastes good.
Yeah. I had to get that.
It tastes
yeah.
good. Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
No, it don't make no sense.
No, 'cause it's already sweet. I was
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
You
Already
know,
sweet.
you're right, because they did change a lot of stuff. 'Cause from back in the old days, we used to get the apple off the apple tree. And peel it.
Right. And peel it. Yeah.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, the fire apple was the best.
Mm,
I miss the fire. You can't make them because they're not like the same. I don't know, they messed up the apple. I don't know what they did. But them fried apple was the best. I used to love to go outside.
Let me take you. What's your number? I called you yesterday.
And then, I don't know what's going on with the apple tree. They don't grow like the way they used to.
mm.
So,
The chemtrails.
but they tree was old. You know, my grandma tree,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Something killed the tree.
Yeah, the chemtrails. The chemtrails.
So what?
Chemtrails. Yeah, there's airplanes in the sky every day that tic-tac-toe the sky, and those are chemicals that they dropping on you and I, on trees, everything.
And messing it
And
up.
messing them up. Yeah.
We ain't do nothing. So how we keep our gardens from that?
Greenhouse.
Right. So otherwise we can't put out stuff.
Unless you got something to cover them with, some type of greenhouse, something.
So
Gee,
so now that's a greenhouse to plant stuff helping.
gee.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right. What you got in that smoothie?
This is pomegranate, peach, and mango with carrot juice,
Okay.
and it's quite great.
Okay.
It's-
They hooked it up. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
I'm feeling a little dizzy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, you better give some to your daughter, Dan.
And you know what? I came in because I wanted a different mix, and I totally forgot once I got in here. But this is good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, peace.
All right.
All right, for y'all out there, that's Juice and More. And you gotta come and get these fantastic organic smoothies. This is for the fruitarians. And also you gotta come on in and get some of this vegan, vegetarian, vegan food. All right, in particular, vegan, raw vegan, that is, food. All right, so fruitarian and the vegan, this is what we're doing here at the Juice and More. All right, this is all organic. This is all natural, live, plant-based. All right, this is what we're doing here. All right, so y'all got to come on and check this out. Also, we told y'all before we go, we got the event. Y'all know what's going on. Also, every Friday, we're going to be having our talent shows. All right, so this is going to be, we got talent. All right, we're going to go right here. Just stop sharing it, then we come on screen. And let me see. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, all right, every Friday, we're going to be having, Henderson Got Talent. So we go every Friday at 7 o'clock. So we want to see everybody here at Juice and More every Friday. All right, every Friday, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock every Friday. I'm gonna keep saying that every Friday, 7 o'clock. All right, that's Juice and More, y'all. Right here, Juice and More. All right, this is what we're doing. All right, so plant-based, organic, raw, vegan food, juices, and smoothies. This is the cafe, y'all. This is what we're doing here. All right, this is Cassandra over here giving that smile. Brother Yabu over here. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, and there you go. Oh, I can't see Ivy though. Ivy hiding behind the board. She behind the board hiding. Where you at, Ivy? Oh, there she is. There you go. Show that smile. There you go. Wave at him. Wave at him. There you go. There you go. All right. All right. All right. All right. We just finished classes, y'all. You know what's up. We got this coming up, y'all, right here. All right. This is going to the Bahamas. All aboard. All right. We're going to the Bahamas. We're going to the pyramids. We're going to 2 pyramid sites. We're going to 5 different locations. So not just the Bahamas. We're going to Cozumel, Mexico. We're going to Roatan, Honduras. We going out, y'all. This is the pyramid cruise. All right, this is September the 29th, October the 6th. Request your week off and come on this trip with us. Stop tripping and come and trip with us. All right. So stop tripping and come and trip with us. You ain't got no choice. All right. So we're gonna be going to 2 pyramid sites. Chichen Itza is one of them, and then the other one is going to be what you doing? What you doing? Look at you back there on the camera. There you go. Come on now. We got you. So here we go. We're going to Porto Costa Mayan ruins. And we're going to Chichen Itza. We're going to 2 pyramid sites, 7 days, 5 different locations. You can't beat this trip. This is a trip of a lifetime, y'all. All right. You're going to the pyramids right here in the Americas. Most people don't even know that there's pyramids in the Americas. This is the problem. Right? They don't know enough information yet to know that there's pyramids right here in the Americas. And some of the most largest pyramids are in Mexico and going into Central and South America. We have some mounds here, which are large here in North America, which is Cahokia Mounds, Poverty Point, and different other locations, like in Macon in Georgia, you know, those mounds there. But we going to these particular mounds and pyramid sites in Mexico. So you need to come on with us. This is September the 29th through October the 6th. All right. Also, you need to give us a call at 910-364-9099. That's 910-364-9099. Come on and check us out. We here for y'all. We need for y'all to be here for us. All right. Peace. We out, y'all.